am so sorry. I am running so late. So late. I was over there at Maggie's house and things just got crazier and crazier and crazier. Like I was having fun. And I said, "Oh, Maggie, ooh, I gotta go." So we might have some guests come by. I don't know. She mentioned my channel. We are going to talk about Diddy first so we can keep it with the trial. We're going to go to Perez. So I hope that those of you that, because we're not caught up, my group is not caught up on what's going on with a couple of people that's been on the stand. At least I'm not caught up. Hello, Dictator. Hello, Sunflower. Hello, guys. Sorry I'm late. It's no excuse. Normally I change the time. Hello, Snowdrop. Hello, Liz. Hello, Christine. Hello, Snowdrop. You guys are still here. Anyway, yes. I was having fun. We were having fun. It was like girl time. It was pretty cool. Haven't done that in a while with Maggie. Like, it felt like old times. Okay, Liz. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you all being here. Oh, okay. So you guys have been over there at Maggie's. Great. Great. Oh God, I was teary. I was ding 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 ding. Whew. I may go back and watch that. It was funny. Maggie's a comedian. She's honest though. She said she doesn't proclaim herself to be this, righteous person. You know what I'm saying? Like, she said the word, I forgot. But she's just genuine. She's real now. She's not, there's no, yeah. Hello, JB. Okay. Now, my daughter is out of school. So I thought she was going to be asleep, but I must have woke her up with my laughing. So I may have to run a couple of times back and forth. My husband is in there, but he is working. So I may have to leave every now and then. So I hope you guys don't mind. We're going to get to it. Let's get to the Mimi song because the channel is all about her. It's dedicated to her. It is her show. Meghan, I'm talking about. This is her show. And Diddy is borrowing it for a moment. I'm sure she's pissed off about that. Meghan is upset that we are talking about Diddy and not continuing to talk about her for the next 2 or 3 hours about how cruddy she is. There's this one video I want to watch. It's about not allowing them to see the kids. People are starting to register in people's mind that she is not allowing them kids to see their grandfather. It's pathetic. She's pathetic. Oh, do I have a mod? Oh, can we slow the chat down, please? Ding a ling a ling a ling ling, ding a ling, ding 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 ding. She is toothpaste. She was hilarious. Hello, Marine. JB. Thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Um anyway, like I said, this is the Mimi show. It's all about Meghan. That's who we talk about because it is all about her, all about what she does, all about Mimi, all about her, all about Meghan. It's always all about her. It's never about the kids, her husband. It's always, always, always just about her. And that's why we call it what we call it. And we sing this song every time. Guys, I'm going to have to start putting that Fair Use Act up, like just on the screen once or twice. If my mods could help me out with that, the Fair Use Act. I would really appreciate it. And yeah. Here we go. Now, I'll be right back. I'm going to go check on a little bit. Hi, Steve. Okay, I am back. And sorry, it's going to happen every now and then. So it is what it is. Because I have a little one that's out of school and she was asleep, but now she's up. Okay, moving on. Let's get to Perez and let's get to the Diddy show. That was really good. We enjoyed that last night. Okay. Oh, Cultivate with Kai. I've been to his channel. It's really nice. He makes me laugh. He's very funny. You guys want to check him out? Oh wow, this is gonna be good. Okay, videos. Okay, Diddy, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Diddy.
And we're taking a bit of a break. The trial is off for a few days because of the holiday, but not before some explosive testimony from Kid Cudi and others. I'll catch you up on everything you might have missed. Hello, my friend. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your #1 source for everything Diddy drama.
Hello.
Cassie's ex-boyfriend is facing some very serious charges of racketeering, trafficking, and prostitution, which could see him behind bars for the rest of his life. Yay!
Hello, Kamira. Kamari. Hello, JB. Hello, Natasha. Hello, Sunflower, Liz. Hello, you guys, and hello, Dictator. Guys, I'm going to play this video, and then I'll drop the link, so if anybody wants to come up and hang out with me. There's the link. And I'm hitting the button. We're going in. Now, trigger warning. Be careful. Kamari has a channel as well. I advise her to put her channel in the link in the comments so we can take a look at her channel, give her some love. I definitely need the Fair Act thing up. And I may have to go and do it myself. But we'll see. Okay.
First up on the stand today is George Kaplan, his former assistant. We heard from George yesterday, and he had more to say. Kaplan testified that he saw Diddy in a violent altercation with Cassie on a private plane to Las Vegas back in 2015. Kaplan testified, "I heard a glass break behind me. It was a glass crash, shatter. I looked over my right shoulder and saw Mr. Combs standing over Cassie. She was on her back and her legs were extended up that indicated she was trying to create space between the two of them. He was standing above her. He had a glass in his hand and he was..."
Oh, wait.
Back and her legs were extended up that indicated she was trying to create space between the two of them. He was standing above her. He had a glass in his hand and he was holding it up. It was a whiskey rocks glass.
He all on the airplane. Diddy, you can't even land the plane without hitting on Cassie. Like, she was your punching bag. You creep. You, shame on you. Excuse me, shame. I'm laughing at her images, Maggie's images of Murph and Grace. um, Sorry, I blanked out. Anyway, moving back. He's all on a private plane hitting on Cassie. Is that not torture? It's ridiculous. Hello, dictator.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How is everybody? How are you?
I'm great, thank you. My little one is in there, so every now
Oh,
and then I have to get up.
that's okay. You can do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be on for very long, so I thought I'd come and say hello and just join when I can. I'm drinking wine. So I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Oh, okay. Tell Penelope we said hello.
Yeah, she's right here, she's fast asleep.
Oh. So here's the deal.
Right, let's go. Let's go. What carnage today?
Right, it is bad. He's all on a private plane hitting her and shattering glasses and he's a bad man.
He's a very bad man.
Hitting her all in the air while they flying a plane. Like how nasty. Just get somewhere and sit down.
Yeah. Well, he seems to be hitting her all over the country, so on a plane seems to be okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm joking, but that's not joke. It's not funny. Sorry.
No. I was thinking hard about the fact that, she went through freak offs and abuse by him. Like, that's a lot to take in.
She went through a lot. She really did. She went through a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. From him.
So when people sit there and say it was her choice to stay, no one chooses that life. No, they don't.
No, she didn't choose that. No,
They didn't
she
choose
just
that life.
did it. She was just in it. She was in it, and he groomed her to be in it. And
Yeah, they
he
even said that her.
dog.
They even said that her mother testified, and she had to pay 20. She has to get a home loan on her house to pay 20 grand to Diddy to stop him from releasing a sex tape. That's the control that he had over them. It was terrible.
Wow, he would blackmail them.
Yeah. So she couldn't get out. It wasn't as simple as just leaving. It's not that simple.
Right. It wasn't that simple. It
No.
wasn't that simple at all. And then who could she talk to? Because he had all this power, she thought. He was above the law.
Yeah, he was. He had a little, as the charges stand, he had a little criminal empire going on,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah.
So she can't get out. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, love. Hello to you in the news.
There was tremendous commotion and scuffle, and after the glass crashed,
Oh, wow.
Cassie screamed, "Isn't anybody seeing this?" Kaplan testified that Diddy's security did not intervene. When asked what he did, he responded, "Nothing. I looked away. I was 23 years old. All I wanted to do was have a great job in the entertainment industry. I couldn't believe my fortune working for an icon. The last way I thought I would be successful was to compromise his well-being in any way." In a second incident, Kaplan testified that he was summoned to Diddy's home, where he saw Cassie in the bedroom crying on the bed with her head in her hands. He says that she was clearly upset, and it was clear there was bruising on her face. Kaplan says that Diddy sent him to a pharmacy to buy lotion and witch hazel, which he told the court he understood were to be mixed to act as an anti-swelling agent. In what Diddy's former assistant testified as the last straw for me, he told the court that in the fall of 2015, he saw a very angry Combs throwing these green apples that...
First of all, Is these two different incidents? I think these are two different incidents. He keeps going from one location to the next that
Yeah.
she's crying and upset and scared and running. You can't make a movie from this. It would be too harsh. I don't this and you know they're gonna want to do it. They're gonna want to make a movie out of this.
Yeah, they will. It'll be like another Tina Turner and Ike Turner film. That was
Yeah,
a good film. That was a good film.
they might not do it right away, but wouldn't it be Cassie's story?
Do you know what? I bet you'll see a couple of films. His story, her story, the trial. No, there'll be a number.
Interesting. Interesting. Oh, thank you, Snowdrop. Hit the button.
Lived in a decorative vessel in the entryway of his Miami home. The apples were aimed at another girlfriend of his, whom Kaplan told the court was trying to shield herself with her arms. This other girlfriend that he was seeing at the same time he was with Cassie, her name is Gina. Gina Huyn. I hope I pronounced that right. Kaplan additionally testified that he also heard a commotion later that night with screaming back and forth after Kaplan said he gave Combs a medicine bag. Others have testified that this Louis Vuitton medicine bag was full of drugs. Kaplan said that he resigned shortly after that because he wasn't comfortable or aligned with the physical behavior I had seen and felt guilty about covering up alleged abuse. Kaplan testified that he did not intervene during this incident either, for all the same reasons as before. A young kid trying to make it in the entertainment industry. This was my first professional endeavor, and I thought this was normal, and this is what I could expect if I wanted a career in the industry. That was not normal. Kaplan also testified that Diddy would give May 21st off as a company holiday to his staffers because that is the Notorious B.I.G.'s birthday. And that's a wrap on George Kaplan, his former assistant. Up next on the stand is Cassie's ex, Kid Cudi, the rapper. He was wearing a white t-shirt and a black leather jacket. Very, very casual to testify in federal court. Cudi testified that in December of 2011, Diddy broke in.
But he wanted him to have on like a suit. Hello, everyone. Hello, Tanika. Hello, you guys over there in the backspace that's not saying anything. Hello to you guys.
You got some new people today.
Yes. I think thanks to Maggie, because I was over there and she told them to come see me or another place. But I was grateful. Okay, what we saying here? Bisexual, abusive, controlling, false promises, and success.
Yes, it did. You're absolutely correct, Truthpaste. Absolutely right.
Yeah, that is true. I'll give you a star, Toothpaste. Should I send you an email? You can. So one of you guys sent, was it JD that sent me an email about Harry's did something with his tush?
I have no idea. I suspect he's done a lot of things with his tush. I don't know. That tush has been all over the world showing off.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let me get back. What did they say? casting couch. I know. How does one deal with it?
Exactly. When you're in it, what do you do when
I
you're in
mean,
it?
it's a lot though. It's not just the beatings, but then you have the freak offs. It's not just the freak offs, it's the beatings.
You
So
don't you don't get to just walk away. It's like people go walk away. She walked away hundreds of times. He just came back after her.
yep, he did. You're right. Like she was leaving in that elevator that day.
Exactly. They go, why didn't you walk away? What did people not see when she was running for the elevator?
Yeah.
He came out, he beat her up and he dragged her back in. He's got his tissue roll hanging out and he still dragged her back in.
Yes, he did.
His tootsie roll.
Tootsie Roll. Uh-oh, Tootsie Roll. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe. Thank you. If the chat is going slow, you guys can speed it up a little bit.
Into his home. Quote, I got a call from Cassie around 5:30, 6 a.m. She told me that Sean Combs had found out about us. I was confused, but she asked me to pick her up. She sounded really stressed on the phone, scared, nervous, so I went to go pick her up. Kid Cudi testifying under his legal 5:30, 6 a.m. She told me that Sean Combs had found out about us. I was confused, but she asked me to pick her up. She sounded really stressed on the phone, scared, nervous, so I went to go pick her up.
I'm missing something.
Very, very casual to testify in federal court. Cudi testified that in December of 2011, Diddy broke into his home. Quote, I got a call from Cassie around 5:30, 6 a.m. She told me that Sean Combs had found out about us. I was confused, but she asked me to pick her up. She sounded really stressed on the phone. Is Cassie's ex, Kid Cudi, the rapper. He was wearing a white t-shirt and a black leather jacket. Very, very casual to testify in federal court. Cudi testified that in December of 2011, Diddy broke into his home. Quote, I got a call from Cassie around 5:30, 6 a.m. She told me that Sean Combs had found out about us. I was confused, but she asked me to pick her up. She sounded really stressed on the phone, scared, nervous, so I went to go pick her up. Kid Cudi, testifying under his legal name, Scott Miscudi, told the court that he took Ventura to the Sunset Marquis Hotel, where he testified that Diddy's assistant called him, informing him that Sean Combs was in my house and that she was forced to go along, referring to the assistant of Diddy's.
Wow.
Cudi testified that he drove in his Porsche 911.
He broke into somebody's home. Isn't that illegal?
Yes, but I think he done a lot worse illegal things than that up until this point. He was above the law.
He broke into his house.
Yeah.
What was you gonna do when you got in there, Diddy? Huh. I question a lot. I'm starting to question Kim Porter's death. They may need to exhume the body. All this is trigger warning.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly too. And see. Test her. Find out. Do another autopsy. Test her for drugs in her system. The undetectable ones.
That's done. She was found. She died of pneumonia. I mean, what can they do at this? No point in exhuming her body.
Shoot. They will. If they need to, if they have probable cause.
They would have had. They've probably got samples of her already. Samples from her already.
You think enough?
They probably wouldn't have to exhume it.
Okay.
No, tune the news. You're talking about Kanye.
Yeah, that's Kanye. That's another idiot.
That's a whole nother show. We'll go there after all this.
That's a whole nother show.
He's
I should
next on the
have
list.
showed y'all him with that black suit on. It was, he's an idiot. Allegedly. Kid Cudi said that he did. But that's his word against. Hello,
Yeah.
Cedar Love. I like your avatar. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Joy.
Hi, Joy. Hi, everybody. New people.
Hello. Hello, all of the new people. Give it up for the new people. I appreciate it.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. We're currently talking about the Diddy diddler and what he has done. Shame on him. And he has broken into someone's home, Kid Cudi's home, thinking that him and Cassie had something going on. Is this the one that burnt up his car?
Yeah, he did set fire to his car. This is what I'm saying. See, she left him and she got a new boyfriend. And look at what happened to the new boyfriend. She can't escape this man.
Look what happened to the boyfriend.
She can't escape. He's going, why don't you leave? She did leave. And look what happens. He's got control of her for her life.
What? The medical examiner that was involved in Porter's case allegedly destroyed any evidence and he is now dead. That's that stupid stuff.
Jeez. they're all getting dead, unalived.
It's something. Hello. Cartoon. Hello, Sunflower.
Hello, how are you?
We're doing good.
Yay.
Trying to figure out why Diddy is so mean and so nasty. No, I'm not trying to figure that out. I just can't believe it. But why would he break into someone's home? That's burglary.
It's breaking and entering.
Oh, there you go. Yes. So let's see.
Why didn't he get hooked up with Meghan? Wouldn't that have been
a situation?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus God. Oh, Jesus wept.
Yeah, she wouldn't have went along with it.
No.
No.
They both need control. They wouldn't have lasted.
At all. They would have been telling each other what to do, and he would have got sick of that and said, okay, it's over. You go. You can go. Then she probably would have been too clingy in the beginning. Hello, Linda. He's a certified stalker. Yes, he has to be. See, am I saying that right? Cedar Love.
CD Love.
Yeah, CD Love. He is a stalker.
Cabriolet to the house.
Did I ask you how you was doing, Sunflower?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Go on with your show. I'm just go on with your show.
Okay.
Which he was living in at the time, and called Sean Combs while on the way. I said, MFer, you in my house? And he said, what's up?
Oh,
He testified that he asked Combs again, "Are you in my house? I just want to talk to you. I'm on my way over right now." When he arrived at the home, Cudi testified that he saw some gifts I had bought for my family were opened. It was December.
oh my God. Talking about what's up. No, what's up with you in my house, idiot? Get out of my, I would have called the police. 911. Are you in my house? Oh, okay. Hold on.
Diddy, you speak to him. Yeah, Diddy, you speak to them.
Police is on. The police, you need to get over there now. He done broke in. Yep, Sean Puppy Combs. Yep. He going through things. Yep. Now, I'll meet you over there. Bye.
Yeah, that's sort of an in progress.
Yeah. But he didn't. He called Diddy and was like, "Are you in my house, man?" And he was like, "Yeah. What's up? What's up?" I said, "What's up?" Okay, imagine. Everybody imagine right now. Go to imaginary land, and I done broke in your house. Okay, some crazy BICTH like myself has broke in your house. Okay, and
He opened the presents. He opened all the Christmas presents.
you get on the phone, and I'm on your phone. This is Fatal Attraction. Letitia, are you in my house? What's up?
Letitia, are you in my house? And did you open up my presents?
What's up?
You're going to pay for them presents. You should buy me some new presents. You've gone too far. You opened up my presents.
What's up? That's what he said. What's up? Like, what you gonna do? That's what he was saying to him. He is a bully. Hello, Africa.
Yeah, this is when it gets interesting because they don't know if Kathy was colluding with Combs. If she was an insider, that's Africa's right.
They don't. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, like because it gets a bit strange. I think.
Daddy's in there playing with her. What time is it? Oh, he gets off in an hour. We just got one more hour. And then he'll take her from there. Push the like button. Push the like button, guys. If you're enjoying the show, put a 1 in the chat. Yeah. Magic is silly. Poor puppy was locked away in the bedroom. Oh, Linda. I be thinking like 5 years plus for Diddy. That's what you think he's gonna get, JB?
Well, I think he's going to be go down for a long time.
I was going to say, what little I know, 5 years doesn't seem like very much.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, Africa, you're right.
It would be very bad for Diddy because they can start adding charges, right?
Yeah, they can come after him later on. Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys for the ones. Okay, let's get back to this. He all up in his house. He talking about some what? And then he's talking about I'm on my way. He gets there, presents and stuff are open. What an idiot.
I said, MFer, you in my house? And he said, what's up?
MFer, you MFer, you MFer. You in my house? Yeah, what's up?
He testified that he asked Combs again, are you in my house? I just want to talk to you. I'm on my way over right now. When he arrived at the home, Cudi testified that he saw some gifts I had bought for my family were opened. It was December, Christmas time. And that his dog was locked up in my bathroom. Cudi's dog, locked up in the bathroom of his house.
He didn't lock the dog up. What was he doing with the dog, dictator?
Well, the dog was probably going to eat him, so he locked him in the bathroom. I don't know what type of dog it was, but I guess the dog was a guard dog and he was going to attack him, so they locked him in the bathroom.
Thanks, Linda. Hi, precious doll. Okay, ladies. I'll be back.
Okay.
Say hi.
Hi.
Now say
Hey, sweetie pie.
Hi.
Hey, sweetie pie.
Okay, enough with
Hello,
the-
little bit.
Hi. That's fine.
Push the like button.
Are you hitting it?
I tried.
Okay.
Push the like button. Say push the like button.
Push the like button.
Where's the white button?
You know-
Oh, well done.
Right there?
No, you can't see it. It's not on my computer. Okay, let's go see what we can find. Okay, guys, don't leave.
No, we're not going to.
Because we got about maybe 30, 40 minutes and then my husband's off. So I'll be right back.
That's all right. No worries. You carry on.
I'm going to go get a different pair of glasses. I can't really read
Yeah,
anything.
you carry on. No worries. I'm just reading the comments.
The show is all yours.
Oh, God, I've had too much wine.
Uh-oh.
I'm laughing at you, dictator. Okay, Kira.
So Africa says proving arson in court usually involves a combination of physical evidence, expert testimony, and witness statements and circumstantial evidence. They all have the elements. Let's see what Capricorn says.
Now, who's Capricorn?
I don't know.
Oh,
Probably one of the witnesses.
okay.
But as Lizzie says, Africa, I hope they can prove the arson because that's the element of the RICO charges. Yes, it is. Those RICO charges are big.
Rico's not good.
No, it's not. It's organized crime. It's
Yeah.
bad. That's life sentence.
Oh, yeah. And even if there's arson, it's like that's going to be more than 5 years.
Yeah.
What did he burn down?
Well, he's saying that he burnt this man's car.
Hmm.
No, he burnt his car out. But there's a lot of his staff have said that they committed crimes for him, that's RICO. If you've got staff who are committing crimes for you, that's a RICO charge as well. It doesn't look good. Oh, Capricorn is a Diddy employee.
Thank you, Liz. Yeah, Lady Yale gave me like a real brief catch up on what's going on. I've really never even heard of Diddy before all this stuff happened. So
Capricorn Clark is Diddy's assistant. She is testifying on Tuesday. She's the one who called Kid Cud and said Diddy forced her to drive him to his house. This is going to get so interesting. This is going to get our last couple of days. This is going to get so interesting.
I wonder if it's available on Court TV or something like OJ's.
No, they don't have it.
Oh.
No, not in New York. They don't have it. Court TV.
I wish I hadn't missed Johnny Depp, but
oh, I saw Johnny Depp. That was great. That was great TV.
I missed it all. I saw one little blip of it, and that's the prosecuting attorney asked him a question, and he just kind of looked and paused. Are you going to object to it? Because the prosecutor had been asking questions and objecting to everything, so you can't object to your own question.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you have a great sense of humor about it.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Hmm.
There's a lot of who was the one that made the comment? JB or somebody. There's a lot of lawyers who are commenting that he's going to get off. He's not going to get off. We've not even finished yet. Let it finish. Let it go through its course. People go, he's not going to get off. He is going to get off. Just let it finish. We're not even halfway through yet.
Okay, so I assume this is jury.
Yes, it is. Yeah, they've still got a long way to go.
Yeah. You never know how a court case is going to turn out. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a federal court as well. I think I may be wrong because I've had a bit of wine, but I think that the judge has a say as well. So it's we've got a long way to go yet. Don't write it off.
Okay.
I think this is a start. I mean, he's on a RICO case and trafficking and stuff like that. If more and more comes out, there can be further charges down the line and further charges for other people. So this is just the beginning.
I wonder why they didn't get all their ducks in order. I guess speedy trial. Didn't have time to get everything together.
I bet this is going to get worse, and it's going to be like a massive explosive ending where more and more stuff come out. I think they've only got, one charge, or maybe I'm not 100% sure, but it's like one charge of trafficking, one charge or maybe two of prostitution, one of racketeering. So they've only got to prove it each charge once, or each charge. If you've got one charge against you, they've only got to prove it once. And if you've got two charges against you, they've only got to prove it twice. So it's not. It's as much as it's highly complicated. They've only got to prove it once. One RICO charge, two of prostitution, or one of trafficking. They've only got to prove it once, and they've won. So we still got a long way to go.
Okay. Yeah, I guess they just took the strongest cases they had and
Yeah.
But then
They're very,
if it doesn't
like,
work, they can turn around and charge him with the other SA charges or RICO charges. It's like,
yeah, I think they've gone for the basic, like one count of this, one count of this, and all they got approved is one time, and they've got him. They didn't go for 5 counts, 10 counts, because you got to. That's just too much. Just one count, or 2 counts, and that's it. They're done. Exactly, Miranda. It's one charge is one charge, regardless of how many people are involved. Exactly correct.
Hello, guys. I'm back. Thank you.
can see now.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. She somewhere putting on her bathing suit now, and we told her we were going later, but she's not getting it. Anyway, moving on. Hello, Miranda. So what we're saying is we're still waiting on more evidence, like the smoking gun or something like that.
Exactly. There's so much more to come. Everyone was, as soon as Cassie did her evidence, they were like, "Oh my God, he's gonna walk. He's gonna walk." It's like, crikey, we've only just had one person yet. You've just written it all off. Just let it run its course.
Right, because the people are testifying. Look, he didn't broke into his home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But is the breaking and entering part of these charges or no?
I think
No.
it proves. Oh, I've got. How have I got an echo here? Let me sort this. Let me come back in and come back out. Come back out and come back in again. I've got an echo.
Okay.
Can you drop the link again, please?
Oh, yes. Wow, these are good, interesting. Hello, Ziggy Lee Chick with the crown. Cassie is an interesting character. She was dating Ryan Leslie, then Diddy after he introduced them, then Kid Cudi after Diddy introduced them. She's back to Diddy in that his personal trainer. That is something. That is interesting. True fact. Thank you so much, Miranda, for subscribing. We have a new subscriber. Put some hearts in the chat for her. Miranda, thank you. I love the chat, guys, sometimes. I know, Linda, you really should. Yes, Miranda said we would need to read the indictment. So what would that come under, Africa, JB? Coercion. Oh. Welcome, Adu. That is what we say over here. Welcome, Adu. Hello, Adu, and Scooby Doo.
Who started all the ados? You?
I did.
Okay.
I
I like
started
it. That's cute.
calling Megan a fake Adu.
Oh.
Oh, you have the transcripts. Wow. I know Danny reads the transcripts. Welcome back, Dictator.
Oh my God, I've got me on screen.
Okay, let me
Oh.
take it off. Oh, God.
Very pretty.
Oh. You're beautiful. Okay, you're still on. Hit the camera. Oh, device not connected. I think she went all the way out. She's beautiful.
Scared her. You know,
Yeah.
she
that-
looks like I would have thought she looked. Like I thought she looked.
Yeah, I should have known better though. I should have caught that.
Oh, is
'Cause
it up to you to have?
I normally ask. I should have caught that. Hello, Linda.
Hey, how are ya?
Great. How are you?
Pretty good.
That's great.
I was finally glad to catch you guys on live for once.
Huh?
I said I was happy to finally catch you on live for once. It's been a while.
Yes.
But yes. Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. Hello, Dictator. Sorry
Right.
about that.
I'm back. That's my fault. I didn't put my camera
No,
on.
but I could have waited. Like I saw it and I should have asked you or said something or waited.
That's all right. Don't worry.
Yeah. But you're beautiful.
No, it's awful. It's awful.
You're so gorgeous.
I'm lying on the sofa. It's horrible.
No, you look. I was like, whoa, she's pretty.
No, not even remotely. But there we are.
What was I saying? I'm sorry, Linda. Linda, this is Dictator Linda, and Sunflower. That's
Hi,
our
Linda. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Now, Linda, you were saying?
Yeah, what I was saying was so when Cassie went on trial, like we watch it live, like the transcript of everything that's going on in the office, because I think it's called The Insider or something. He's
Oh,
an attorney and he's in the courtroom and he follows and he puts on X, which used to be Twitter, which I'm not familiar with all the social media, but so on Twitter, like he'll put the question that was asked and then the answer from whoever's on stand at that time. He'll even say what the judge says, what other people are doing in the room, whatever. And so during all of it, Cassie had put or had said, which and showed from the prescription drugs that were on the counter that the feds found and the hotel rooms at the Trump Hotel, because they always went to the Trump Hotel, it seems like,
right.
in New York. His alias was Frank Black. And he went through all the transactions with even John Audie,
I heard
because
that.
and he even okay, I'll start with her. So with Cassie's, he was the one who not the Punisher, but John Audie, I forget what his SW name was, but anyway, because he has bipolar, he was kind of scared at one moment. So he recorded Cassie. And so that's when the $20,000 transaction came into play with her mom when her mom went on panel, well, well, I don't want to say on stage. So in order to keep that sex tape from going public, she told Diddy, and Diddy threatened John Audie, and then ended up settling because John Audie claimed that he got herpes from them. And so Diddy and his attorney, it's the one that starts with an A. I can't remember his name right at the second. Um, Anafingo or something like that. Um,
Uh,
he so they paid John Audie $50 million to
wow.
keep everything quiet and to get that sex tape that he recorded from his phone from that hotel room. So then when um Cassie was, she just kept on referring Frank Black as, because that's how, because he made her, schedule all these
Freak
freak
off.
offs. Yeah, well, I didn't know if I was allowed to say that. So each time the hotel, it'd be the whole floor would be registered under Frank Black, and his prescriptions would be all under Frank Black, which were narcotics or controlled substances. Like the Klonopin was the main one, which is like a Xanax. And anyway, when she supposedly cheated on him with Kid Cudi, he got mad and had his assistant contact her mom, and she contacted her mom by email because they were threatening her, and made her mom put their house up and get a home loan, like a second mortgage on their home for $20,000 to pay Diddy because she was in fear of her daughter's life. So she paid the $20,000. Well, 4 days later, they refunded the $20,000 back to her mom and dad.
Yeah, I heard that. I thought that was crazy that he would. Hello, Miranda. Do you want to turn your camera off or do you mind it being on? Okay, I think she's okay. Hello, Miranda. I think you're on mute, sweetie. I can't hear you. Hello?
And hey, JB, by the way.
Miranda, yeah, we can't hear you. Can anybody else hear?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. Yeah, I I don't have you on mute. I'm not sure what's wrong with your sound. Um, you're on your computer or your phone? Okay. No, it didn't work.
Maybe go out and go back in.
Hmm.
I mean, for
Maybe
her.
she has, she needs to turn her phone up or something. You know what I'm saying? Like turn the volume up or, well, she'll come back. But I heard this. I heard this information, um,
Yeah,
Linda. But
my
thank you so much for sharing that with us because I think we watched that piece of it. I think it
yeah,
was
but my
yesterday. About
point
the
was, like, to your panel, what I was trying to ask was, you know how the alias was Frank Black?
yes,
Cassie's first daughter's name is Frankie. Don't you think that's weird?
yes, it is.
I believe his alias was Frank Black because it was one of the other rappers. It's not Suge Knight, but it was one of the ones who passed away.
Biggie.
Alias was
No,
Frank Black.
his dad Marvin or Melvin was Frank from, I don't know if y'all watched American Gangster with Denzel. That's a true
Yeah.
story. His father was Frank's right hand man, but he got killed.
Yeah, I thought it was Notorious Is it Notorious
Notorious
B.I.G.?
Big.
Notorious B.I.G. He
Biggie.
was Frank White. So did he call himself Frank Black? But I'm not sure. I think that was it.
He used both
Right.
Frank White and Black.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, dictator.
But that
Okay,
that
guys,
was my
listen,
only
I'm gonna
point.
get back to Perez.
Yes.
So give me just a moment.
He told the
Do
court
you
that the
need me to
incident
drop
left his
off?
dog jittery and
No, everybody can stay. Yeah, you might have an opinion. This is all that we haven't seen because we've been trying to keep up with it as much as possible. And this is the part I haven't seen because I heard about Kid Cudi. And for him to be in his house like this, that's a strange situation.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I was trying to tell you. I wasn't talking about my dog. I don't have a dog. It was Kid Cudi's dog that was in the bathroom.
yes, shame, shame,
And
shame
he
on
did,
Diddy putting
yeah,
it
and he
on.
did call the police. But by the time the police got to his home, because he was kind of nervous, uh, Diddy was gone. And that's when they found the unwrapped gifts and the dog in the bathroom.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
you'll hear it because I've already seen this video of Perez. But
Are
go
you, are
ahead.
you seeing this video?
Yeah.
Okay.
kind of on edge all the time. Poor dog. Cudi also testified that he again called Combs, quote, I was asking him where he was, and he said, I'm on my way. Cudi instead said, I don't know who he was with, what his intentions are, so he opted to call the police, who came to the house and took a report about the break-in. Cudi also told the court that in 2012, he received an early morning phone call that my car was on fire. Asked for his reaction, Cudi testified, what the F? The jury saw photos of Cudi's damaged Porsche, including the blackened interior door and the charred, melted driver's seat. The top of my Porsche was cut open, he told the jury. That's where they inserted the Molotov cocktail. Cudi testified, adding that he saw the bottle from the Molotov cocktail. It was kind of burnt up. Arson is among the predicate acts in the racketeering conspiracy count Combs faces. Cassie previously testified that Diddy threatened to have Kid Cudi's car blown up when he learned about her relationship with the other.
So he threatened, then it happened. So he threatened to do it, and then he actually did it. Miranda, are you there? Okay. I think she's having technical difficulties.
The rapper. Cudi also testified that his security camera had been shifted so it was no longer pointing toward his door when Diddy broke in, and that some of his things had been moved around. Cudi clarified that he and Cassie began dating when she and Puffy were on a break. Cudi testified that the Diddy drama was too out of hand, so he broke up with Cassie.
He said, I'm out.
And there is more from Cudi.
He said, I'm done. I can't deal with this. My life is on the line. He done blew up my car. He should have got him a lawyer. That's a shame he ran it. But she went back to him after that. Yeah. He owned her. That's what I believe. He owned her.
Cudi's testimony and two more witnesses to get to in another video. So stay tuned for more coming up in a little bit. But until then, let's discuss everything that we've learned here in the comments section. And thank you for your support. What a day it's been. What a week. Thank God we have some days off. I need it. See you in a little bit.
Wow, I like him. He's cool. Guys, check out his channel. Here, let me put his link in the.
And we're taking a bit of a break. The trial is off for a few days because of the holiday, but not before some explosive testimony from Kid Cudi and others. I'll catch you up on everything you might have missed. Hello, my friend. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your #1 source for everything Diddy drama. Cassie's ex-boyfriend is facing some very serious charges of racketeering, trafficking, and prostitution, which could see him behind bars for the rest of his life.
This channel.
Yay! First
it.
up on the stand today is George Kaplan, his former assistant. We heard from George yesterday, and
how's my panel doing?
I'm learning. I'm just sitting here learning things.
I'm good, thanks. I just thought I had to sort my cat out, so I'm back.
Okay, this is the last video I have of Perez and of Diddy. So we'll watch this.
Soho House in Los Angeles.
Soho House.
And we're back with more from Kid Cudi and other witnesses. Hello, my friend. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your #1 source for everything Diddy drama. Where we left off, Kid Cudi had testified that while Cassie and Diddy were on a break, he began dating her. Diddy found out, freaked out, broke into his home, traumatized his dog. We don't know exactly what happened, but the poor dog was never the same after Diddy broke into Cudi's home, and then even set his car on fire.
His dog wasn't the same after that? Like he tortured the dog? That is sad.
Oh.
He's a monster. Yep, he's a monster. Yeah, I don't know what happened, Miranda.
Just keep trying, Miranda. You'll come in eventually.
She says she's on her tablet. I just wondered, did you have your volume up?
I had a lot of problems the first time I tried to come on.
Really?
Yeah,
The year ago, but yes.
You can
Yeah,
test the sound before. You can test the sound before you come in, too. You should be able to test it.
I know Africa wants to come in, but I think she's having problems too.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
You just keep trying. You will come in.
Yeah. Here, let me put the link back. Oh, that was Perez. Let me do the invite. Okay. This is our last video of him. And then we'll see where we go from there. Okay.
Well, despite all of that, Kid Cudi agreed to meet with Diddy.
Why?
The rapper reveals that the two of them met up at the Soho House in Los Angeles, and he was standing there staring out the window with his hands behind his back like a Marvel supervillain. He testified his whole point was we were homies.
Like a supervillain. What do you mean y'all were homies? Were they friends at once upon a time? Diddy and this guy? Someone said that. Kid Cudi and Diddy was friends, and then she started dating him. That's what God, who said that?
You know, that was my girl. I let him know. She told me they were broken up, and I took her word for it. Cassie eventually joined the meeting, and then Cudi said, we stood up, shook hands. As I was shaking his hand, I said, what are we going to do about my car? You know, the car that he blew up.
Hello?
I asked him when our hands were clasped together. He looked back at me with a cold stare and said, I don't know what you're talking about. Cudi told the court that Diddy's demeanor during their meeting was very calm, which Cudi found off-putting. It was weird that he was so calm. After Cudi asked Diddy about the car, the cheapo responded, I thought we were cool. Do we have a problem? That seems like a veiled threat to me. Cudi testified that again, a few years later, after all this drama went down in 2011 and 2012, he ran into Diddy again at Soho House. Quote, he was with his daughter and he pulled me to the side and basically apologized for everything.
What?
He said, man, I just want to apologize for everything. All that bush. After I got the apology, I found peace. That was the last thing I was suspecting to get from him, Cudi testified. Cudi also testified to the jury that during his brief relationship with Cassie, she confessed to him that Diddy was physically abusive to her. Cudi testified that Combs would hit her, sometimes kick her, she had told him. Cudi also told the court today, I knew Sean Combs was violent. And that was one of the many reasons, in addition to the drama, that he ended things with Cassie. At a few points during his testimony, Kid Cudi was seen yawning on the witness stand. He did not want to be there today. And that's a wrap on Cudi. Up next was makeup artist Myla Morales, a longtime friend of Cassie's and her longtime makeup artist as well. The former makeup artist reveals that the first time she saw Cassie beaten and bruised was over the Grammy weekend in 2010. We did a photo shoot, went to dinner, then went to Cassie's hotel, just the two of us, the Beverly Hills Hotel. The makeup artist said that she was a light sleeper and woke up to a bit of commotion. Diddy came in immediately after and asked where Cassie was. He said, where the F is she? After storming out of Cassie's bedroom, Morales testified that the singer had a swollen eye, a busted lip, and knots on her head. The makeup artist testified that she did not observe any injuries to Diddy's face or anywhere on him. Her friend, the makeup artist, testified that she did not tell the police out of fear. She said, afraid of...
Hello, Miranda.
Hi. I've been watching the case for ever since it started with the jury duty and everything. So, I'm being unbiased about my opinion for right now, but with the pictures that they showed of Kid Cudi's car, Cassie, all this stuff that's going on, and what everybody is saying right now, Diddy is guilty. I'm gonna say that from my heart that he is guilty. Yes, he is, but it's just despicable to me that they're actually excuse me for my decongestion because I got sinus allergies and that right now. But
Sorry about that.
I'm gonna be all right. I already talked to my doctor now. But anyway, the way that they're putting this man out there and exploiting his personal private stuff
Yeah,
is very demeaning to me.
it is.
Is very demeaning to me, and because none of us would want nobody to know what we're doing behind our closed doors and that, right? And I'm not
I
taking
agree.
sides. Right. I'm not taking sides about anything that's going on with Diddy. Um, Diddy grew up in an environment. We know what his dad was. His dad was a pimp. I'm sorry to say that, but his
Wow.
dad was. So his mom, would you see, saw Cassie go through? His mom went through, and once his dad got killed, once his dad passed away, his mom, just my opinion, okay? It's just my opinion. His mom kept that role model in her head, to be a madam, and still was showing him certain things and a lifestyle of prostitution and pimping and trafficking and all this stuff like that. And a lot of people, um, the situation to me is a money grab. Certainly, it is a money grab. Um, but a lot of people not understanding about the RICO, his indictment and everything. Everything in that indictment, the feds have already shown proof of. I've been in the federal government. Well, I'm retired now, but I've been in the federal government for 34 years when I retired.
Okay.
And when the federal government come at you, when they come at you, they coming at you for a reason and for a purpose, and they gonna get what it is that they want from you. They're gonna get what it is out of you. And a lot of people thinking, I don't know if people been locked up or not. I don't know whether they experienced it or not, or whether they haven't experienced it or not. But I'm trying to tell you, when the feds come after you, you're at that's like the last of the last. We're gonna get you. And they've been watching. They know Diddy from when he came out his mama womb. They know Diddy mama daddy when they came out the womb. They know
Oh wow.
every the feds know everything. They can go through stuff that they can scan in on your home and see everybody moving about within your. The feds is serious. Diddy, I hope and pray. I mean, he's gonna get time, and I just want him to um, sit back and think and recant on the things that he went through and see where his wrongings went and stuff. Because within, I never been in the music industry. I do love music, all kinds of music, but I'm saying within the music industry, you would never even think about, because every time all of us see them, they smile, they happy, they glad, they sad. But pay attention to the pictures, focusing on the pictures, and you can see the bruises, the makeup over top of them and everything. You can see it.
Yeah, I saw a scar on her eye. And I was like, did he do that?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Wow.
Remember, he hit her with the court proceedings and that. He said he hit her with a frying pan because she ain't cook breakfast quick enough. What?
The
What? What?
eggs.
You know what? I'm
The
my
eggs.
opinion again. My opinion again, and be an older woman, because I'm 62, being an older woman. I'm just saying, he would have hit me with a frying pan. I would have hit him with a frying pan too. We would have been at it. He would have put me out. I'm trying to tell you, we would have been going at it. He would have been like, "This what I
Yeah.
want right here." He would
Yeah.
have sat his, but I would have made him sit down. I'm trying to don't touch me.
Yeah. It's like
Don't
a reflect. It's like a reaction that you
I
have.
mean, it's a yes, it's a reaction. It's like a reflex. It's a reflex.
Yeah.
You
A
hit me,
reflex.
it's a reflex. It's like
It's a
you hit
reflex.
me,
It's survival.
you
It's survival. It's a
yes.
survival
If you
reaction.
Yeah.
if right, right. If you hit me
Me,
and it
I'm
didn't
coming
kill
to
me
that. Yeah.
and I resuscitate from it, oh, it's on like popcorn. I'm trying to say it's on like popcorn. Man, next time he would have put his hand up, I would have shot his hand. Boom. You don't want that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you don't want it to come towards you. But the abusive portion of it, um, I never been through what Cassie went through to a degree, but I have had some abuse. But when I was grabbed around my throat, I knee, kick, everything. I said, "You touch me one more again, man, you ain't gonna wake up tomorrow." I'm trying to tell you something. Stop playing with me. Don't play
Yeah.
with me. But it wasn't. I wasn't into no um um like sex trafficking. The sex trafficking is there too because he was taking her from state to state, country to country. He was sex trafficking her. And Allie Carter.
Allegedly.
I'm not saying I don't care. What they gonna do?
Allegedly.
Come get
I've
me?
got to say
What they gonna,
allegedly.
look, what they gonna
Allegedly.
It's
come
your opinion, right? That's your opinion.
for? I said 2 times my opinion. I said 2 times my opinion. I'm not trying to disrespect the panel. I really am not. I said my opinion 2 times already. My opinion. And I'm not saying allegedly. Because stuff happens. Because you
Well,
don't see it right in front of your face.
yeah.
Because
Allegedly,
you don't
it's
see
for
stuff.
YouTube.
It's for you. And anyway,
Yeah.
and for whoever chooses to use it. But I'm saying because you don't see stuff right in front of your eyesight or be able to witness it going on, I can see why all those people, they are afraid. They scared to
Yeah.
death.
Yes.
They
They
are
are. They're scared of P. Diddy.
they scared to death. That's why a lot of people are not stepping up. You notice just one thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna be quiet. Why you hear silence in Hollywood?
It is very quiet.
It's too quiet.
It is. It is very quiet.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying
No one's saying anything about the case.
nothing. Jay-Z next, allegedly.
You got it, Miranda.
But I'm listening. I'm just listening. I'm gonna listen from here on out. You go ahead.
That's good. I respect your opinion. I know. I thought too, as far as
But
like when it came to his personal personal life, we're like in his bedroom, and
right.
it's a bit much.
That's what I'm thinking. I said that was too much. That was too much. If he wanted 1,000,000 bottles, buy them all. Maybe I can't get one, in which I don't use it, but I'm saying
buy all the baby oil.
Buy it all. Maybe that's why I wasn't able to find a bottle. I don't care. But I'm saying buy it all. If that's your preference. But I'm saying a lot of people is still caught in their closet about their gender and what they want to be. And I'm not saying anything about Diddy. This ain't got nothing to do with Diddy. I'm talking in general. I'm saying a lot of people don't want to come out the closet of what they are or what their gender want to be. And that's been a lot lately. And we've been seeing that quite a bit lately. I'm sorry, y'all. My nose is. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm gonna play. Thank you for your opinion. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna hit Perez and see what else he's talking about. You're more than welcome to stay.
Okay, thank you.
Sean, of course, I feared for my life. Morales testified that Cassie stayed with her for a few days after the incident, and a doctor friend of hers came to check on the singer, and Cassie refused to go to the emergency room. Morales also testified that Sean was very involved in all of the makeup looks that Cassie did, and that she would have to send Diddy pictures and get his approval. And now we're done with her and on to the general manager of the Hermitage Beverly Hills, a luxury hotel where Diddy would stay frequently. Jurors were shown activity logs for Diddy's stays there. For one visit in 2015, the hotel's documents said that the rapper always spills candle wax on everything and uses excessive amounts of oil, and that his room should be placed out of order upon departure for deep cleaning. The notes also said to please authorize an extra $1,000 when guest stays with us to cover any room damages. A housekeeping note said to monitor outside his room down the hall to spray air freshener. On one occasion, the record showed there was candle wax on carpets and nightstands, and that a charge of $500 should be added for damage and cleaning. Frederick Zemmour testified that Diddy would stay under an alias and that his room had to be kept at 75 degrees. Very specific. The manager, Frederick Zemmour, testified that Diddy booked rooms under the names Frank Black and Ryan Lopez, but staff knew his real identity and lodged him only in certain entry-level rooms, according to the court exhibits. Probably because they didn't want him messing up the real fancy big super suites. As we've heard many times already during the previous days of testimony, Diddy would hold his freak-offs in these hotel rooms. Hence the candles and oil. That was a wrap on the hotel manager, and then we moved on to another witness today, action-packed. Joshua Croft, a Homeland Security special agent specialized in computer forensics, took the stand, the fifth witness for the day. He laid out his methodology, which was quite technical, in detail for the jury. He said that he extracted data from multiple devices involved in this case. He gave a broad overview of what he found on different laptops, signs of damage or being erased to factory settings, for example. One of the devices had a damaged hard drive, but Croft was still able to recover a lot of data, he testified. Another laptop, which belonged to Cassie, had been reset to factory settings and showed a login screen for Frank Black. The agent said that he extracted text messages from these computers but didn't discuss any of the material recovered. And that was a wrap on him. Afterwards, the judge told the jury there would be no more witnesses today. Judge Subramanian jokingly asked the jurors if they had any objections. The judge then told them to go for a bike ride or watch the Knicks playoff games this weekend. Also, the judge said that the jurors might meet family and friends over the long break. The judge reiterated his order that they not discuss the case. The judge said this is an immense public service and told everybody we are right on schedule, meaning the trial is expected to end on time. He said, enjoy the long weekend. You all really deserve it. I do too, and I am. Thank you all for your support. I apologize for getting this video and the other one late to you all today. I ended up taking a nap. I needed it.
I'm on mute. I was waiting on his video. He said that he was late with the video. I was like, yes. That was interesting. They're just telling the same. They're just confirming Cassie's story about being beat, hit, the drugs. Everything's being repeated. Am I right, Sunflower?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, I think it's being repeated. I really do. Do you think it is, Linda?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm. But it's gonna be repeated. That's how they do it. They get you to realize that this is really bad and he is going down.
And the thing is, I don't think that Diddy's people understand. They're asking all these people, and there's not been one person at all that has negated from the fact that Cassie was constantly beaten. Cassie was constantly told what she could and couldn't do. And where the RICO charge comes in, which they're not thinking, or they should be because they're paid very well, is that so she was mainly never a girlfriend, even though in her mind she thought she was because she was only 19 initially. But she was nothing but a transaction person for him to set up all these escapades, to be forced to sleep with his own sons, which is gross as could be. And then
that was bad?
Say what?
That was said?
Yes. Yeah. It was verified. Yeah. He forced her to sleep with his own sons. They hadn't said which two, but there was two of them. And in addition, all this is leading up to the trafficking law, which he had her sign initially a 10-year agreement with her contract, her music contract, so to speak.
Right.
And out of that 10-year contract, there was only one song released.
Right.
So she was bound to him no matter what for those 10 years.
Oh,
So you see where it goes, because I was listening to the attorney on how this is being broken down. But he was saying that 10-year contract, when there was only one song released, and how he was bound to her, the RICO charge goes into she had to do whatever he said. Like she was bound to him. And because he used her for only transactions, there it all kind of goes. And
okay.
then she also, which I don't know if a lot of people picked up on, except probably a few people in the group, um, she would constantly say during these hotel stays, these freak offs, they were rituals
Wow.
because he made the Punisher and Audie release in a certain area, and then she had to go rub it on his chest. It's so disgusting.
Yeah, I heard
It's
that.
in yeah, it's in the transcripts. So that was part of a ritual to supposedly keep him young. And then the Punisher ended up writing a book because he felt so sorry for Cassie, even though they try to say, oh, well, he must have had a relationship outside of, that situation. But he said that he didn't, and she said that that she didn't. But all to say, um, he couldn't perform anymore, so they quit using him.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
If this was a
Uh,
movie, I wouldn't be watching it. I'm telling you that right
yeah,
now.
No, and then
it's definitely some gross but
Yeah.
entertaining
that's
stuff
the
that you would
trial.
never think
Rated
of.
R.
Mm.
Oh, and did you hear the name of this guy's book, the Punisher's book?
No.
No.
It's called The Freezer Meat or The Meat Freezer, something like that.
Oh,
It's like, who would name their book that? Because they asked him on stage, on stand, they said, do you have a book coming out? He said, yes. And they're like, well, what's the name of it? And that's what he said. And we're all like, what in the world? And he said he did not list them as, with names, but he listed them as um, a wealthy couple, something, I don't remember it verbatim, a wealthy couple in the entertainment business, something like that. And
there's
where
a
he
lot of people that would be able to recognize them, though, from the descriptions. I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, the whole book is based on his experience because he used to be able to perform, but because he would see Cassie being beaten so much and it messed with him mentally, he could no longer perform, so he wasn't asked back.
Okay, I have to ask a stupid question. When you say perform, is that sing or is that something else?
No, that's something else. That
Okay,
means
I
like
got it.
you're releasing.
Like I said, I am new to this world. I'm
That's okay.
not a stupid person, but it's like most of this.
hmm It's mind
I
blowing.
I never thought things like this. I mean, I knew things
No,
like this went
I
on.
don't think
I just
half of
never
us
thought I'd
did.
be listening to people talk about things like this.
Yes. And then he also, when he was on stand, said and that they would cover Cassie's eyes, like blindfold her
Mm-hmm.
and handcuff her to the bed. And so she wouldn't know who's performing on her. And it was alleged in the court, it was the pizzas and the hot dogs, if you know what I mean.
I guess hot dogs. Yeah, I think pizza.
Okay.
That's okay. I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I got.
minors.
Oh, okay. I never
So
would.
so she wouldn't recognize them because she said it sounded like little people, but she didn't know because she's blindfolded, so she could never say because she never knew. And plus, they drugged her so bad. That's when John Audie, when he was in there and she was going through the same thing. That's when he started recording, and that's why they paid him that $50 million. Then he got divorced, and his wife's like, it made no sense because he was broke, and then all of a sudden he's buying an $800,000 home in Florida and has all this money. And when he went on his little bipolar uh, rampage at the Trump Hotel, and that's when he got arrested. Well, at that time, they thought he was crazy when he did his interview. I don't know if y'all watched his interview. It's been played over the internet a million times. But he's telling about how Puffy and Rick Ross and DJ Khaled, they're all gay, and how he's just their slave, and how he had to perform on Cassie and what Cassie had to go through, and that he even saw Cassie being abused by Puffy. I'm older, so I call him Puffy. I don't really call him Diddy too much. But anyway, so she and he, like, there was not one of the with the Punisher and John Audie, they both said that he would drug her so bad that the reason why it would take over a 4 hour span, sometimes over a day, was because they had to wait for her to wake up and start all over again because he drug her so bad and beat her until she would wake up, and they couldn't stand to see her hurt like that. So it bothered them to where they'd have to go to another escort service of some sort. And it's just sad because there was not one person, even Kid Cudi, there was not one person, even Dawn Richards or Ricards, however you pronounce her name, they all said how she was beaten constantly by him, like constantly.
Mm.
And that she was really never considered a girlfriend. She was just literally just, you know, he had her set up these freak offs, and it was just, I don't know, it was just sad. The one day in the courtroom, the when we were listening, there was not a dry eye in the room because they were like, I felt sorry. It was when the Punisher was talking. He said there wasn't ever a time that I, couldn't perform, but just looking at her and seeing her like crying and begging not to do it anymore because she was so sore. And Puffy was like, "No, you keep going." And he tried to drug her with something like that would, I guess, some kind of speed of some kind. I think they called it the peak, the peak pink whatever powder.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah, I don't know
so
much
it
about
would,
that either, but
yeah, um, it, like a candy cane. But anyway, so that would wake her up, and he'd make her continue. And she said, in her statements, she would have UTIs from doing it so much, and wouldn't even give her time to heal, and that she had to perform even on her menstrual cycle. On It didn't matter when, she had to perform whenever he said. It was
Right.
just, yeah, it's just sad. Well, to me.
It is
Oh,
very sad. Thank you, Linda, for sharing that with us and breaking it down and explaining it to us the way you did, because I think it opened up Sunflower's eyes. Because
I'm shocked. I'm just in total. Where the hell have I been living?
I
I
don't know
can
if
leave
you
the house
all
once in a while.
I don't know if y'all saw when Cassie's mom and dad was walking into the courtroom, because they did record that on the stairs. It was just sad.
hello, Dale.
Huh?
I was saying hello.
Oh, but did y'all see that with Cassie's mom and dad walking on the?
Everybody's a victim. Who is this? Welter Waste. Who are you talking about? Everybody's a victim.
Cassie is a victim. She had
Yeah,
Stockholm
that's what I'm
syndrome.
saying.
It was her boss. She signed a contract over him. I mean, under him.
She is a victim. She's a victim of him, of his doing.
Right. And she
Mhm.
said it took her years. She went into rehab, and she even, showed that information where,
Everybody's not a victim.
yeah, everybody's
Um,
not, but she
mhm.
is.
She's a victim.
And
Hello, be happy. Hello, Susan. No, I don't know who you are.
if you think about it, look at how many people are coming up missing now. Because now Gina's not testifying. Nobody can find Allie Carter. Um, Not to mention the 19 unalives that
Okay, yeah.
we have nothing, like no knowledge of. It's been a lot.
I just this is
SCJ, Luna, what mod is here? Dale. Snowdrop, are you here? Can you check just the facts? See how long his page has been open?
it's Africa, or so it says.
Okay.
He's always on
Now
point.
we're gonna move on. Oh boy, hold on. My puppy dog. Oh, y'all could do little. Okay, I'm coming.
Britney Spears is most definitely a victim. I don't know about the rest.
Well, no, she's had problems all of her life. I'm not
Yeah,
saying. I'm
that
just
conservatorship
yeah,
was,
her parents, and she's gone through a lot.
yeah. I keep wondering if she's going to show up as a witness, to be honest.
Who?
Britney Spears. Because if you actually go to Diddy's Facebook page and you look through a lot of the pictures, or his Instagram, she's in those pictures.
Okay. Okay, guys, listen. Oh, this is Africa. Okay. Come on up, Africa. And then I want to move on from Diddy to If I Only Had a Brain.
Oh, I've been watching Harry and Meghan too.
Well, I had never even been on YouTube until a year ago. And so I mean, this entire world is fairly new to me. I'd never watched YouTube before.
Thank you, Snowdrop.
Netflix definitely did cancel Meghan.
Well, I'm not on Netflix, not on Facebook. I don't watch much TV. I'm a big reader. I read a lot.
Guys, if you're enjoying the show, hit a 1 in the comments. Hello, Africa.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing splendid.
Good.
How's everybody else in the panel?
That's Linda and that's Sunflower. Sunflower, this is Africa.
Hi, Africa.
Or just the facts.
Hey there.
How may we help you?
How's my audio doing?
It sounds perfect.
I'll put it. I gotta. Okay.
Uh-oh.
It'd be good to get a man's perspective.
Yeah, I'm so wanting to know.
I think I'm getting a
Echo?
yes.
If you get an echo, then you turn off the live and just listen. You know what I'm saying? Like pause the live.
Yes,
Okay.
that works. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Where would you guys want to take it from?
Where you want to take it from?
Well, I was gonna say, what do you call it? I feel like Cassie's definitely a victim. Like overall, I give my overall opinion. I feel like Cassie's intention was to get a payday because she rightfully deserved it because she did go through something. So she filed the case against Diddy, the civil case against Diddy, and it got settled. However, I don't think she thought the feds would be interested in picking up the case, and I think the feds decided to pick up the case after they had Cassie's testimony, and they made her testify against Diddy.
Okay.
Reason why? Yeah, go ahead.
You said a lot, and I don't want to forget my thought. You said she's definitely a victim, and you said she was looking for a payday. Why do you think it was just focused on the payday? Because
she brought a civil case against Diddy for the money.
Right, but don't you think she deserved it?
That's what I said. She deserved it. Yeah, she definitely, yeah, she definitely deserved it. However, my point was, I feel like she thought it was just going to end. Hey, I'm going to come with the case. She's going to pay. And that was it. She didn't think the feds were going to pick up the case.
Right. And see, that was a question I was wondering too. Africa.
I was just about to ask that too.
Why didn't they?
She already got paid.
Pardon me?
She's already been paid. So
right.
She has no benefit.
And also, let's not forget, you know, in her testimony, even though Diddy was guilty of organizing the prostitution, she also said she called some people and paid them also. So she's also, at best, she's also a co-conspirator.
Yeah,
she paid with his money.
That's true.
Right. But okay, so for instance, the first Punisher guy that they asked, he was the witness. They asked him, "Did you think Cassie was over there against her will?" And what was his answer?
He didn't
No,
know.
no,
No, he said she felt comfortable, and at best she was wincing every now and then when Diddy was trying to instruct her. But
right,
he said she was all in.
right.
Right. But he also said that she was under drugs because Diddy had already given her drugs before he got there.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, okay.
Do you remember that part?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. What drugs
Yes.
was? Okay. So you
Because
said,
she said that she couldn't do it without being some kind of under the influence of something because she just didn't want to do it, but she had to do it because she wanted to please him. So he already put her under the influence. And so when he got there, remember, she was under a mask.
no, she was not. She had a wig.
Well, the same thing. She was
Okay.
disguised. She was disguised. And
Okay.
so was he. And he
Okay.
had a Muslim facial cover.
Right.
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 So they were trying to disguise themselves initially. And the first time he could perform and he enjoyed it so much, he threw down another drop of money. And she was like, "Are you okay?" Remember her asking him, like, "Did he that? Are you okay?
Okay.
Like, why are you dropping
Well,
another
I
stack?"
have to agree with something he said, though. He did say that she started setting up these parties as well,
Exactly.
and she started picking the men and doing just setting up the
Exactly.
whole shebang. And I'm
Exactly.
not saying
Right,
that it
but
was
that was under her contract because remember she had the 10-year contract, and right now she wasn't under a contract of singing a song. She's under the contract of placing and planning his freak offs.
well, that's what she became. He groomed her into that.
How about this? Don't remember the I think the lawyer asked. Remember the text she sent the following day? He asked
Mm-hmm.
her, "When is the next time you want to have a freak off?" You remember her answer?
Mm-hmm.
Always. Anytime I'm ready for a freak off. So given
But
within
she said,
10, 12, uh-huh.
I want this. She said, "I always want a freak off, but I want it with you, and I want it to be with you always. Like just him." She didn't want to be with other people. She wanted to be with him.
The freak off is never with them, is never with them only.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
think as a 19-year-old, I think that's what she meant.
Yeah, no,
Go
I
ahead.
agree. No, I just agree with you on that one point that she did participate in this stuff,
She
but I
did.
do believe that she was under duress.
Right, right. I missed the part about the drugs part. If there was some drugs involved, and then
Yes,
definitely we can
There
say that
was
she was
always
coerced.
drugs involved.
She was coerced.
yeah.
Right.
And she had to go to rehab, I think, afterwards.
Yes.
Great conversation. I'm loving it. What else do you have?
But hold on. Diddy also went to rehab.
Right.
Oh, that's good. It is.
Because
I
he
don't
wanted
hate Diddy.
he got
You know what I'm
denied.
saying? Like, I don't hate him. And I think some of this stuff is his private. It's just so not private, but the domestic violence is a big deal for me.
Right.
The
Right.
beating and the hitting and the,
Facts.
bruises and stuff like that. And but I guess with the reason why this case is so sexual is because they have to lead up to, okay, he was doing the trafficking. Look, see, he was going from this place, having
Hmm.
freak offs.
Mhm.
But remember when his attorneys tried to put in Well, we all remember his video back to Cassie about apologizing for that elevator, well, that hotel beating, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so his attorneys wanted to submit his rehab, well, supposedly rehab, pictures of him being in the forest and the nature, whatever. And the judge was like, no. So he couldn't submit that. That was not admissible. So he was like, well, do you remember? Well, they asked Cassie, do you remember Diddy being in rehab? She's like, no, I don't. I don't remember. And they try to remind her, and she's like, I still don't remember. And that's why it couldn't be admitted into evidence of like any kind of discovery. And so without that, it was all fake anyway, because she said he didn't mean anything that he did say because he only said it after it was shown on TV, like for the world to see that he did this to me. He never ever, prior to that, ever apologized. So he was never sorry. He just went through the motions of what his PR people told him to do. In my opinion. That's my opinion.
Well, yeah, he never really apologized. He just was talking about he was disgusted with himself for what he had did by the elevator, and he's getting help from it.
And do you realize how long was she in the relationship with him?
10 years.
How long was her contract?
10 years.
Exactly. She never wanted to be part of it. In my opinion.
No, I don't think
We can't go that far.
I don't think she was like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. But she didn't turn it down. She didn't stop it either.
No, she said she did it because she loved him.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And so did Gina. Gina said the same thing on her interview.
Yeah.
She did the stuff that was asked of her.
So she wasn't forced. See, I don't.
But they.
If he was beating on her, if he was beating on her and telling her, "Look, if you don't do this, I'm gonna beat you." That's
no, he didn't have to. He said he already staged the fear in her because I forget the bodyguard. Oh, which one was it that went on stage? He said when he saw Cassie, he knew that she was influenceable enough to where he could groom her.
Oh yeah, she was young.
She was 19.
Right.
Now, okay, here's the part I also find a little bit interesting. Would you agree, especially from the point that Brian Steele made, that Cassie was dating Puff Daddy and dating Kid Cudi at the same time?
No, because they all agreed that they were not together at that time.
Was that his friend?
Okay, so no, it was not his friend. It was just
Kid Cudi was also under Bad Boy management under Diddy because Cassie.
No. Don't forget, Kid Cudi was under Kanye West. Don't forget that. Don't forget.
Okay, but Cassie and Kid Cudi, they were in studio collaborating on a song together.
Yes, and that was the point I was trying to make about Cassie's character, which is okay, but this is the character that she has. She was brought to Bad Boy Entertainment by Ryan Leslie, who is a producer at Bad Boy.
You mean like easily influenced or something?
Yes.
Pardon me?
Yes.
I didn't hear you.
Are you trying to say that she's like easily influenced?
No, I'm just trying to say there's a pattern over here. Well, check me out. So she what do you call it? She's dating a producer called Ryan Leslie. He brings her to Bad Boy. All of a sudden, she's dating Puff Daddy. Okay. Puff Daddy introduces us to Kid Cudi because Kid Cudi at that point in time, around 2010, 2011, he was a big artist. So they start making music together. And all of a sudden, she's dating Kid Cudi. Okay. Then all of a sudden, Kid Cudi's car blows up. They have a little bit of, all that, drama over there. So they break up. She goes back to Diddy. And then now who is she with? She's with Diddy's personal trainer. Now, don't get me wrong. This is perfectly fine with everything. But I see some kind of pattern.
What is it?
Okay, but what? Okay, you know what I think
The
the pattern
pattern
is?
hold on one second,
pattern
Linda. The comparison would be if there were the same type of men. Are they the same type of men?
Okay. It's hard to say. So Ryan Leslie, he was an up and coming producer. Maybe he was probably worth about $10 million. She got with Diddy. Diddy was probably worth over 120 million. So in that, I mean, are we saying finances in terms of status?
No.
Oh.
Or what do you when you say kind of man? But here's the point I was trying to make.
I was thinking about his character.
It appears as if she likes it. She's an opportunist, is what I'm saying.
How is she an opportunist when
I just explained to you?
Okay,
She goes to the producer to a company, and then all of a sudden she's dating the boss of the company. The boss of the company introduces her to make music. All of a sudden she's dating that artist, and then once something bad happens, she goes back to the boss, and then in the end she ends up with the boss's personal trainer.
Wait.
Okay. Do you hear what you just said? Okay, listen.
I'm listening.
First of all, when she initially went to Kid Cudi, right? Remember, she was under distress. She was looking for help. She wanted to get out. But Diddy, even Kim Porter said, no matter what, and anonymously, Kim Porter's boyfriends of opportunity became unalived. But here she has.
You're losing me.
Hold on.
Yeah, me too.
She kept going to men to try to help her to get out, not to stay in, not for an opportunity. She already had the opportunity. She already gained it because she already got the contract.
I don't see what the problem is.
And like I said, that's fine. But like I said, I was seeing a pattern over there where it seems as if whoever she spends time with or whoever you introduce her to, she's able to, gain some kind of leverage.
She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. And
right. She could get anybody.
Men are attracted to her. And
which is fine.
Get her during a very vulnerable time. It is a very vulnerable time for her each time that she meets someone. But if it's over with Diddy, supposedly, what is wrong with her dating anyone in that circle?
Okay, so I'll explain that. Don't forget.
Because Kid Cudi ain't gonna have the same amount of money as Puffy.
I got you. Hear me out real quick. Don't forget. At this point in time, when she's dating Kid Cudi because what? Allegedly, she's been abused.
No, he became friends.
What are you talking about? They just blew up the man's car, and he's trying to she's calling him to come and pick him up at the hotel because she's scared.
But she's warning him because she knows how Puffy is.
So you wouldn't agree that at the time that she called Kid Cudi and she started dating Kid Cudi, she had a bad relationship with Puff? You wouldn't agree with that?
Yes. He literally sat there and said she was under distress. She was stressed out. She was sad.
Okay.
They had broken
and she was
up.
also scared, and she had been beaten from all the sex trafficking and all the freak-offs, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I understand that part. So I'm saying now she gets with Kid Cudi, which is fine. The question I have is, why does she now go back to Puff Daddy?
When?
After she did the Kid Cudi.
She did.
Yes, I'm asking why.
Because he
didn't have a choice.
I think that was the whole reason why he blew up his car, was to let him know, that's my woman. And so what was he supposed to do? Keep running?
And it wasn't really that's my woman. It was that's my property.
I think she was trapped in a sense.
Right.
Maybe her mind was trapped with Diddy.
But when she was dating Kid Cudi, her mind was. She couldn't
Hold on,
untrap her mind and
sir.
date anybody else like the way she did Kid Cudi though.
No,
Okay, sir,
she probably
listen,
wanted to be
listen,
with Kid Cudi.
listen,
Wait a minute,
sir.
Linda. She probably wanted to be with Kid Cudi, but she knew
Mhm.
that Puff Daddy was not going to allow it.
Right.
He's the mafia. He's the kingpin. He's
Mhm.
the man of the hour. He
Exactly.
didn't know that I will blow up your car, so leave Cassie alone. And then he comes back with his security and all his stuff and says, "Come on, Cassie, come on back to the freak offs."
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't want
And then
nothing
she
to happen
does it
to
with
nobody,
Michael B. Jordan as
come
well.
back here.
And then she
What's
gets
up?
scared. And then I said she does it with Michael B. Jordan as well. And I guess she gets
Oh
scared
no,
because
no,
Puff
no!
Daddy's
Hold
gonna come
on,
back.
hold on. No, that
I
was
don't
way
remember
after.
that.
That was way after. But at this time,
Uh-huh.
if you remember, during the Kid Cudi
Uh-huh.
relationship,
Yes.
why was her mom on stage?
What was the what?
Why was her mom on stage? What did her mom and dad have to pay? Because
Oh, her
Diddy,
mom and them had to pay $20,000 to Diddy because he was
yes,
extorting them about the videotapes.
yes.
Yes.
And why when she's under contract?
Why would you what?
Why when she's under contract when
Oh,
Diddy's
like I
supposed
said,
to be
because
paying her?
they were extorting her. They were extorting her and they were blackmailing her.
Right.
Right.
And once she agreed to go back to Puffy, who got their money back?
They got their money back. They got their money back.
Exactly. It was all under a threat because her parents felt like my daughter's going to be harmed
Yeah.
if I don't pay this money. So I'm paying this money. I'm putting a second mortgage on my home. And they did. And they wired it.
So can you kindly explain this?
Mm-hmm.
So in the end, she goes with the personal trainer. She's not scared that Diddy's going to come
No,
back to her when
Diddy made her go to this trainer.
Diddy made her go?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He organized it. He organized this personal trainer, which now is her husband,
Here we
because
go.
he wanted her to stay fit.
No, I'm saying that she wasn't scared enough to have a family and marry the personal
Well, at
trainer.
this time, she had broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
Because she had been arred by him one last time, and then he kept, they were doing the text back and forth.
Right.
And this is the time that she was with her husband. But I believe that they had long broke up.
So I guess my question is, like you said, by this time she was broken loose. So before, didn't she have the ability to break loose when she was dating Kid Cudi? Why?
No.
Okay.
Diddy
So
would
what happened?
never
What
let
changed?
her go.
What changed when she was able to break loose to go with the personal trainer?
Diddy, in his mind, that was my property. No one's going to take her.
Uh-huh.
If someone's going to use her or have sex with her in any kind of way,
maybe
it has to be by my permission.
Right. Maybe he felt he should let her go now.
So that the personal trainer had to ask permission from Diddy?
That.
Yes.
Okay.
He did.
That's hard to believe. That's hard to believe.
No, for real.
It was in the statement.
There was control there. There was manipulation and control.
It was in the statements.
Diddy even admitted to that.
Did he admit that he gave them permission?
Yes.
He gave the personal trainer permission?
Yes.
Really?
He said, yes, in the text messages. Remember when she had to read the text messages in court?
Yes.
Okay. Kind of refresh my memory. Which one was that?
Okay.
One?
Well, they were at the end of her testimony.
You can't. Yeah, he said you can't be with no one unless I approve. Because yes. And
you heard that?
That's what he said.
I'm asking her if she heard that. I didn't hear that part.
I didn't hear that part. No.
Okay.
Oh, look through
No,
the
I'm not saying
transcript. I mean, that might be improvising, but I'm just saying he said, okay, we can have an open relationship.
Okay.
But I have to approve.
Okay.
And she's like, no, I don't want nothing more to do with you.
Right.
Like, you keep hurting me. Like, if you love me, you're not going to keep hurting me.
Okay.
And so she met him again.
Okay.
And that's when he arred her. And she's like, why would you do this to me? Then I guess it was a couple years later, he congratulated her on her marriage and her first child, whatever, which again, I think is weird as could be to name this child Frankie when this is Puffy's alias, but
Okay.
hey, that's just my opinion.
Was this a different time from the time her boyfriend or husband called her on FaceTime and she was having sex with Diddy?
That was the night that he R'd her.
No,
And
that was a separate night. That was a separate night. The rape night and that night was two separate nights. But that one I remember.
Okay,
No. There was one more time that they met after that.
Yeah.
But they did not, there was no intercourse going on. Actually, they didn't even meet. They didn't even meet.
I thought they went to Soho.
But they didn't meet. That's
So,
why.
so do you guys believe that the time that she was having sex with Diddy that her husband called, that was consensual, or she was raped at that time?
She said it was consensual.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
That was
Somebody who's married, you're married, but you're having sex with Diddy.
No, she wasn't married yet.
Yes, she was. That's
She
why
was
he was
not married yet.
FaceTiming her.
After she told her husband, she sat there and said her husband put his fist through the wall or whatever, but that was while they were dating, but that they were not married yet.
Okay.
So she did have an affair.
That's what my point. And I think Brian still made that very clear. And that's why he said he played both of you. And that's why Kid Cudi said yes.
God, can you really call it an affair? Yes.
Yes,
that's an affair. That's a straight up affair.
And here's my thing though. When I'm scared of somebody who's been forcing me to do all these freak offs and stuff, the last thing I want to be is intimate with that person.
But you know what? You don't know what Stockholm syndrome is. Like, you just feel obligated. Like, you keep going back to damage.
Okay.
And I think that's what she had. I mean, that's my belief.
I understand, but I don't think you're qualified to make that assessment.
Which one?
No, I'm not a counselor.
About the Stockholm syndrome.
Something was wrong. Something happened to her mentally.
I'm saying this. I know I've been.
Could it be a character? Could it be a character deficit?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, she's a victim no matter what.
Groomed her. She went through something mental, brainwashed.
I agree.
And he didn't appreciate her for nothing.
It's like a cult.
Using her.
Yeah, him being her pimp. Like that, in a sense. It was.
I agree that she did go through something.
Yeah, she was
but I also think she's also liable for a few things along the way. That's all.
Okay, everybody's responsible for their own decisions, but when you're under mental distress and maybe CTPSD of some kind, and I'm sure she has to be suffering under that, how can you really blame her? Because she kind of, in a weird way, doesn't know better. She was only 19. He was almost 20 years older than her.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
He has the power over her. This is her boss. This is who she signed with. This is who she's trying to please. This is who she's trying to get a career with. Like, we can keep on
let's correct that. Let's correct that. She thought that he had the power over, but nobody has the power over nobody.
But in her mind,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, he had the power.
Yes.
She was scared of him.
Right.
I mean, do you not believe that she was scared at any point? You just thought that
I believe she was scared. But at a certain point too, I believe she wasn't scared too.
Okay, so do you think that every time that she scheduled the appointments at the hotels, for these escorts, whatever,
right?
Do you think that she really wanted to?
I felt like in the beginning when she was trying to please Diddy and she was trying to get in the industry and trying to act as if like, you know, she was the number one girl and she was a cool girl.
No, I don't think she felt
Mm-mm.
like she was the number one girl and it was for the money. I think
No, she
she
I didn't say
never
anything
knew
about the
that.
money.
really fell in love with this man.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
she was
And didn't she?
19 and she knew Diddy. She wasn't hitting on him and trying to get with him,
Nope.
whatever. He waited until she turned what, 21?
I don't even know
We
if
would
it's
hope so on that
no.
one.
I don't even think it was 21.
Really?
But
We would hope
but
so.
hold on. Remember when she said that she was
Uh-huh.
always jealous of Kim?
Yes, and she was always jealous of Gina too, right?
Right. And why was she jealous of her? What did she say?
Was it something about not having attention or something?
No,
What did she say?
because she knew that was like his love, like the love of his life. They were soulmates, I think is what.
Oh yeah. She was mad because he said during the funeral he said that was his soulmate, so she got mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
man, that's
well,
not
no, she
cool.
wasn't mad at the
That's not
funeral.
cool.
She literally scheduled and went to the funeral with him to her funeral.
I understand, but don't you think that it's not fair? That's somebody he's had kids with, and he knew her before her. And if she's dead and he wants to, you know, praise her a little bit and say that was her soulmate, why would that cause her to get completely angry?
Okay, do you remember one of her last comments when she said that Kim came to her?
No, I don't remember. Kindly educate me.
Yeah, she said Kim came to her as a friend and she and Kim had some kind of conversation. She didn't elaborate on the details at all.
Okay.
Okay. And then 2 weeks later, Kim's gone.
Okay.
Because Kim knew too much. That's why she became gone.
Oh, so now you're insinuating.
Well, he ordered the gold casket before she even died.
Okay.
And hold on, the coroner,
Uh-huh.
correct me if I'm wrong, which I know I'm not.
Okay.
Was it not Mr. Winter? Was it not the same one that did that Britney girl that died? Oh my God, he's done so many coroner reports, and then all of a sudden, is he alive now? He's gone. He's dead.
Okay, so let me recap. You're saying that
Oh,
the
I'm not saying it's a fact.
I don't know about that one. So allegedly you're saying that the coroner of Kim Porter is also dead, and that
Yeah,
I don't
because
understand.
he initially put that it was inconclusive. That
Okay.
was the initial coroner report. Well, they wanted to have a different one, so they got another one. Whatever. But how can we explain Diddy ordering this gold casket a month prior to Kim's death? How? You tell me. Like, I don't even know how to explain that.
Hey guys,
Go ahead.
I'm
How do we
sorry.
explain that?
I'm gonna let you answer, Africa, and then we gotta wrap this up, okay?
Cool.
But I really enjoyed you. You gotta come back.
Oh, thank you.
Especially with the Diddy content, we would love to have you.
Man, I'll love
Oh,
to.
and hold on.
Huh?
Let me add one more thing
Okay.
besides the gold casket. Okay, Kris Jenner's boyfriend, what's his name? He's a creepy guy.
You're going too far now.
No, hold on. What's his name?
Corey.
Corey. Yes, Corey. Why is Corey
Uh-huh.
at the scene of Kim's like
That's
ambulance, the whole shebit,
right.
whatever. Okay, so we got Diddy there, we got Corey there. shows up out of nowhere. And we got a casket that was ordered 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. And we're planning the funeral. So I'm asking you, tell me, explain to me.
Uh-huh. How that happened?
Yeah, how'd that happen? And then we'll go on that.
Okay. Well, first of all, I don't know if it's true that Diddy ordered a gold casket
Oh,
a month
you can
before.
look it up. It's definitely a fact.
You know, okay.
And what else?
Pardon me?
And what else are you thinking? So you
I was
don't think
just,
he ordered the casket and the other people just being there is coincident?
the other people just being there.
Yeah,
Corey
how
and
come
Smee.
so many people are dying from these so-called pneumonia situations, which nobody has pneumonia?
Okay. So let me say this. You're suggesting that the government is more
No,
interested.
I'm not saying the government. I'm asking you.
Yeah. Basically all you're saying is all hearsay, and the government hasn't.
It's not hearsay. It's a fact. You can look it up.
If
It's
it was
a
a
fact.
fact, if it was a fact, I'm sure the government would have charged him.
I'm sorry, what?
If it was a fact, I'm sure the government would have charged him.
Oh, no, it is a fact. But then they got another coroner to say,
Okay.
oh, it was from pneumonia or what was it? Slight pneumonia something. And then they found like drugs in her system, but they never listed what drugs was in her system
And that's a problem
because
because
her godchild was sleeping in the same bed as her.
I think that's a problem because if you're gonna accuse Diddy of murdering his wife,
I'm
I
not
think
accusing. I'm just saying it just like he just showed up out of nowhere with Corey.
okay. Well, if you're not accusing, then that's fine.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna get to the Royals before it gets too late and I have to go on
All
and get
right.
off. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for coming on, and please promise to come back.
When's the next time you're gonna be on?
I usually come every day.
Wow.
I probably come tomorrow around 3, but
Okay.
I'll see. I'll have a notification.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
see if you
Okay.
can get on the get a notification. Because what we usually do is talk. Well, probably Monday will be good because that's when the court starts again, and then we can talk more about Diddy.
Don't forget, Monday is Memorial Day, so it might be Tuesday.
Oh, okay, Tuesday.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
court doesn't go back into session till
Well, you
Tuesday.
know what? I may have another video, Salone. We'll talk about Diddy tomorrow too. So
Okay.
yeah, come
But
back
as you
tomorrow.
know about Harry too.
Yeah, Harry, he's probably ain't into
I love
Harry.
him.
I'm into Harry too, you know.
You what?
No,
Talk
I
a lot
really
about Harry.
do. I love Harry.
Oh,
I don't love
really?
Meghan, but I love Harry.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not a fan of his wife. What do you think of his wife?
Oh man, you know, an opportunist. An opportunist.
Yes, she is very much so that. Yeah,
She's fake as a $2 bill.
yeah, she's real fake.
And oh, that little jam that I watched other royals, whatever. They took a taste of. They're like, this don't even have a taste. Like this, what is this? And then her discontinuance from Netflix. It was all kind of funny in a weird way. But I honestly believe he's gonna leave her because I think he loves his brother and his dad more than her, and especially with his dad having cancer. And when he used to call Kate like a sister, he's going back to his roots. Like he's going to navigate back to his roots.
Okay, let's see what he's
He's gonna
doing
leave
right now.
Meghan behind,
Hold on,
in my opinion.
His own children is a form of child abuse, just in the same way as I think
child abuse.
what he's doing to his own children is a form of child abuse, just in the same way as I think his wife is actually abusing him, because I think she's behind all the travails which he's now enduring.
Breaking right now, the BBC, the British bashing corporation, as I call them, has done it again, marking its own homework over this biased and completely captured and cut interview with Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, claiming that they did nothing wrong. So let me explain what happened here. A woman called Nada Tawfik, a virtual unknown Californian interviewer and reporter for the BBC, was allowed to sit down with the Duke of Sussex for an interview where we were told no subjects were off limits. But instead of pushing back on his very obvious lies, his very obvious slurs, including, by the way, against the British royal family, who the BBC did not even go to for a right of reply, they simply allowed Harry to spread his propaganda and they broadcast it to the world. I'm going to get reaction from Christine and Neil Hamilton in just one moment, but here's a couple of the low moments from that car crash BBC interview. Watch this.
This all was initiated under a previous government. And there is now a new government. I have had it described to me, once people knew about the facts, that this is a good old-fashioned establishment stitch-up, and that's what it feels like. Of course, some members of my family will never forgive me for writing a book. Of course, they will never forgive me for lots of things. But there is. I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. As I said, life is precious.
Now, Nada Tawfik and the BBC did not do their job at all. I mean, I can think of a million things where they should have pushed back, but instead, Nada Tawfik became the new Oprah Winfrey, just allowing Harry's victimhood narrative to go out to millions around the world, in fact, tens of millions around the world, without any type of journalistic response to the lies that he was spreading.
But they
have examples.
Exactly.
Well, your father paid for your security to the tune of millions of dollars per year for a very long time. And you were warned very clearly that if you were to leave the royal family to set up your own commercial ventures, that security would not be provided by the British state.
Exactly.
When it came to his family and trying to suggest that the issues in terms of the relationship being rebuilt are down to Charles and William, why did Nada Tawfik at the BBC not say quite clearly to Harry, okay, this is your opportunity then. Are you rolling back in the claims to Oprah Winfrey that the royal family is racist? That King Charles and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, were racist about your unborn baby. Let's just be clear here. But there was none of that. Nada Tawfik was like the British Oprah Winfrey, nodding along like a nodding dog because she was so enamored with the fact that she was sitting down to this celebrity. She described him later, by the way, in an article for the BBC website as a celebrity. Well, it doesn't matter if he's a celebrity or not. He is making serious claims about the British royal family and about the British government, and it is your job to question him on the veracity of those rather than allow him to spread his propaganda. So anyway, as I'm sure you could imagine, there was a huge number of complaints about this, and the BBC, in the summary of complaint, which they have now released, admitted we received complaints from people who feel we shouldn't have interviewed Prince Harry and that our approach to this interview and subsequent coverage was biased in his favour. Now, so I agree with two of the parts of the complaints. I absolutely think the BBC had a right to interview Prince Harry. I would interview Prince Harry if he agreed to it. However, the approach to the interview and the subsequent coverage was clearly biased. They didn't do their job as journalists. And it's quite appalling to me that we've now got a succession of BBC interviews with royal figures, Princess Diana, Prince Andrew, which are just absolutely proof and point that the BBC is not a proper journalistic organisation anymore. Now, the BBC has marked its own homework, as it does, and has decided that they did nothing wrong. So the BBC responded saying, our interview with the Duke of Sussex generated global interest and provided our audience with significant insights into Prince Harry's perspective on losing his latest legal challenge over his security arrangements and his relationship with the royal family. Nada Tawfik's tone and approach was appropriate to the context of this interview, which was conducted hours after this court ruling was announced. Nada gave the prince time to express his views while scrutinising statements he made. I'm sorry, I've got to interrupt there. There was no scrutiny whatsoever. The The BBC
None.
adds, Nada asked the Duke why the UK taxpayer should fund his security now he was no longer a working royal. Our coverage of the story included the response from Buckingham Palace and the position of the Home Office. Our royal correspondents offered comprehensive analysis of the implications of this interview, examining claims made by the Duke and reflecting that there are those who disputed some points made by the Prince. We also broadcast the remarks of Sir Geoffrey Voss, who was responsible for delivering the Court of Appeal verdict of the 3 judges. We believe our interview with the Prince Harry was duly impartial and in the public interest, highlighting issues of importance to our audience. Well, Christine Hamilton, look, I know we shouldn't be surprised when it comes to the BBC marking its own homework, but do you not think the fundamental mistake that this very inexperienced journalist, Nada Tawfik, made was treating Prince Harry as if he were a celebrity, and as a result, not providing any scrutiny on his answers? And if you look closely into this case, Christine, which I obviously have over numerous years, it just doesn't stack up what Prince Harry's trying to argue. And remember, Christine, some of his claims were so serious that he's actually suggesting, and again, there was no pushback from the BBC on this, no pushback whatsoever, he's actually suggesting some type of conspiracy from the British government and his own family to knock him off.
He's
It was nuts. And he was just allowed to say it all.
Well, personally, I've never heard of this interviewer, Nadia Tawfik.
No, she's a no-mark.
Heard of her. So you really would think that, I mean, they did at least send Emily Maitlis, who is a, whatever you think of her, she has quite a history of broadcasting, to interview Prince Andrew. Why did they send a complete unknown? I mean, I have no idea what experience she's got to interview somebody as important as Prince Harry. This was clearly going to be a very important interview. And you couldn't really, I mean, the palace was not going to respond to anything. So if you're going to interview Prince Harry, you know perfectly well that if he attacks his own family, they are not going to respond. They never explain, never complain. So in a way, it's a one-way street. But I don't know. I mean, that Oprah Winfrey interview was just unbelievable. It was so stage managed. I mean, Oprah's mouth falling open when you said that they were wondering about the colour of your baby. Of course they were. Any mixed marriage that is pregnant, if that makes sense. People, of course, they talk about the colour. I mean, of course they do. And the royal family are no different. They're just a normal family.
But first, Father's Day.
Right. Exactly. Everybody's going to say that the baby is, what does the baby look like? What color does the baby look like? What is the baby going to look like? And this bonehead runs around, tells the family that the royal family is racist. Just flat out racist. The R word. It's a shame. I think that messed up her career, her endeavors, her future, everything. That word right there messed her up. And she has not been able to correct herself, fix it, do anything to that effect to try to say, you know what, maybe I was wrong, maybe I misunderstood, maybe, I took it the wrong way. Nothing will she ever take accountability for the stuff that she has done and put her family through.
Online, if you use the code outspoken, you will get 15% off your entire order. So www.
Do you have anything to say, Linda?
Kinda. Like, do we even really know that the kids are really from Meghan or from a surrogate? Because it's really kind of been showing of recent, she didn't have those kids. But I think that...
I think it's from that board that she showed.
Mm-hmm.
That was like part of, like, it looked fake.
Yeah, it definitely did. And I do, well, in my opinion, I do believe that the royal family does want what's best for Harry and the kids, but they are definitely excluding Meghan.
Oh. You
Like,
think they're excluding her?
Yeah, I don't think they want nothing to do with her because they feel like she's done nothing but tarnish him in a way. That's just my opinion.
I agree with you 100% on that.
Because I really think he's a good
Manscaped.
man that was hurt. And because of being the youngest and being the spare, you know, if his mom was alive, it wouldn't, like, his life probably would definitely not be where it is.
Right.
And she definitely would not be his choice. Well, in
Right.
my opinion. And I think that
It's like
he
he
was,
rushed into this relationship, rushed into marriage, it was
Mhm.
a rush job.
Yeah, I agree. He I honestly believe like he loves his brother and his father, and he don't care what people say. Oh, that's not your actual father or whatever. He don't care nothing about that.
Right.
All he cares about is his duties. I mean, that has always been his like kind of pride and joy. And then like slowly because of Meghan, unfortunately, it's like these ag- I don't want to say agencies, the contributions that he has to do for charity, like
Yes.
they're slowly like not wanting nothing to do with him because of Meghan. Not because of him,
Right.
because of
Exactly.
her.
Exactly.
And that's why I
Exactly.
feel for him.
Hmm.
I truly do.
Yeah, she's gotten in the way of the charities. And for your name to even be called or even brought up in the Santabala saga is interesting to me, that they would even bring up your name, but they did, which tells me
Hmm.
you were the problem all along for the charity. I can't wait to
Exactly.
keep investigating that. That's going to be a bombshell. That's going to
And
be.
I also think that at the end of the day, he's going to leave her because his charity work has always been his forefront, like his kind of identity in a weird way. And
Yeah.
I think with the love of his brother, even though they don't always get along, a- and with his dad, especially with him having cancer, I think he's going to revert right back to his family, and it's going to be a whole turnaround, and he's going to leave her.
I
That's
think
just,
he's going to leave her, but if there's kids, I don't think he's going back to the UK unless he
oh,
can take the kids with them. And I doubt that because she's going to fight to the nail. She's going to make this divorce very ugly and nasty for him. I don't
but
see them.
supposedly Archie is already in the UK. That's why he keeps visiting because
What?
y- yes, I don't know how many videos you watched, but yes, Archie supposedly is still in the UK, and he keeps going back to visit
Who's
him.
got Archie?
The actual surrogate mother, supposedly, allegedly, should I say.
Wow. And she's got these rented kids or something.
Yes, and like so. Now I don't know about Elizabeth, but Archie, they say, lives in the UK, and that's why he keeps visiting. Just saying.
Okay.
But who knows? I mean, I don't know. I'm not there.
All right. Let's get back to the.
.com, or just click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show.
And I was horrified. I saw the bits. I didn't sit down and watch the whole interview. I'm not that obsessed by Harry. I suppose in a way he is a celebrity because that word now is so overused, and he ought not to be. He ought to be. I mean, David Beckham is a celebrity. Harry ought not to be. He ought to be a royal prince, but he's not. He's turned himself into a celebrity by marrying
He's
Meghan
not a
Markle.
celebrity. He's a
The bit in that interview
wannabe.
that I really found horrifying was when he said something like, talking about his father.
Like
We
the
don't know how
video,
long
like
he's
the
got. Of
video.
course we don't. We don't know how long any of us have got. We could all be dead tomorrow.
No, but he was revealing private information, let's be honest, about King Charles's health battle and the king and his team, who were prepared to talk about some type of
Luna,
reconciliation.
hello,
Harry,
by
after
the
the verdict
way.
came through, quite rightly livid about that.
But
livid.
because that don't know how long he's got, carries with it all sorts of implications and innuendos, which may be correct, they may not be, but people are going to take away more from that remark, possibly even than he intended. But he ought to know better than to say things. He ought to know better than to have done the
You
interview in
should
the
know
first
better
place.
than that.
Honestly.
But Neil
I
Hamilton,
just
the thing is, right, in this case, I appreciate what Christine is saying. Harry, in some ways, is a celebrity, right? But in this case, this was a really significant issue, right? It was a issue of national significance involving claims of security, government conspiracy. He had to be scrutinized given the claims he was making. And this is the BBC who are conducting this interview.
Right.
And there was no scrutiny. And then they're just allowed to say, oh, yeah, we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. I mean, it's a joke.
Well, Harry would never have given the interview in the first place if he was going to be subjected to any scrutiny.
True.
So I wonder what discussions his PRs had with the BBC in getting that interview to take place. My guess is that they hedged the whole thing around all
That's
sorts
why
of
the interview
restrictions,
so dry.
which the interviewer followed. But
Well, they insist nothing was off limits. And this is why I'm so angry with the BBC, Neil Hamilton, because if genuinely you were in front of Prince Harry and nothing was off limits, and that's what you asked,
Nothing
you have
was
failed
off
as a journalist,
limits.
and you failed as a journalistic organization.
Of course, there are
Yeah, he
fundamental
failed. There were
and
so
obvious
many
questions which you
questions I need to
posed
ask Harry. Like, why the hell did you leave? What was the real reason? Did she make you leave? Where the kids at? When did she have the babies? Yeah, I mean, I would be having. What about this baby bump? What about the racism? Are y'all still going on with that? Bye, Linda. Thank you. I want to thank all my panel members today. Africa, Melinda, Dictator, and Sunflower. And then I agree, he lives in the UK. So you think Archie's in the UK too? No, I haven't seen her. Oh, okay. Here, I'll put the link back. Sorry. It happens. You must have got frozen. Sorry about that, Linda.
This program this afternoon, which Prince Harry should be asked in those circumstances, because his claims just don't add up on all sorts of levels. And he put himself in the position he's now in. He is a celebrity, if all celebrity means is that you are well known, and he is known worldwide for what he is rather than who he is. He hasn't got where he is today by intelligence and hard work. That's for sure. He's now defined by his wife. I suppose I am too, in a way. But
luckily, Neil, you made a
He's
good
defined
choice.
by his
You made a
wife.
great choice. You made a choice of a woman who enhances you every day. And also, I know, because I know quite a lot about the dynamics of your relationship, wants you to succeed. And isn't that what's so interesting about Meghan and Harry, Christine? It's so obvious that Meghan wants to control and isolate Harry, take him away from all of his family, almost just, destroy him really as a man.
Yeah.
Well, she has, to a certain extent, a considerable extent, emasculated him. And
yes, that's
whether
the
that
word,
was her plot all along. I honestly, I
Emasculated
can't see
him.
this marriage lasting for that long. But can I just say one more thing about the BBC?
Please.
Well, what really annoys me is that with any other broadcasting outfit, you can complain to Ofcom. You see a program that you don't agree with, and if you don't agree with something on the BBC, who do you think you have to complain to? The BBC. Talk about marking your own homework. You have to complain to them, and if you want to, you can then take it up with Ofcom. But they mark their own homework all the time, which is totally wrong. It's a joke. But I mean, no, I think, to be honest, I think Harry's as a laughing stock. He has been totally emasculated. She's cut them off. I don't just mean from the family. That's not what I'm talking about. Cut off something rather more personal. Well, she has. Yeah. She obviously rules the room with a rod of iron. And those poor kids, they have, look at the experiences they could have had. There's a picture of the experience.
And they're doing this type of weird thing. I mean, Neil, seriously, surely the time has come to say that it is wrong for two children who have never set foot in the United Kingdom in a way that they would remember, right? Have little American accents. Harry has made it quite clear in the BBC interview that they will never be allowed to come to the United Kingdom and meet the king.
That's horrible.
Isn't it wrong that they're in our line of succession? Isn't it time for that new law to be introduced?
Well, I think it's highly unlikely that Harry will ever be king, because not only have we got Prince William, but we've also got his 3 children who take precedence over Prince Harry. And I hope that there might be more to come in order to avoid even the most remote possibility of Prince Harry becoming the monarch, because I think that would be the death knell for the royal family, quite frankly. But I'm afraid we have to take pity on Prince Harry more than anything else, because he's clearly so unself-aware and so dim that he can't understand why he's in the state that he is in today. And it's kind of diminished responsibility, really. And I think what he's doing to his own children is a form of child abuse, just in the same way as I think his wife is actually abusing him, because I think she's behind.
That's it right there. She's abusing him and they're abusing the kids, not physically, but mentally. He said it's like child abuse, keeping them kids away from their grandparents. That is so true. It is like child abuse. I like that he said that. I like that he said it. And it's just, he said, and his wife is abusing him. Yes. Anything you'd like to add? Linda?
I just think Meghan is a narcissist.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Very much so. Do you think they both are?
No, I think Harry's been traumatized from his mom and like just kind of been pushed aside like his whole life, to where he just doesn't even know where his place is. So initially he gravitated to his brother William and Kate, and he literally considered Kate like as a sister. And
Yes, he
then
did.
yes, and then out of nowhere we're just looking at him like, oh, he's just doing charities, okay. And then it was like, okay, he got with Meghan, and there the downfall came,
Right.
in my opinion.
My too. Sunflower,
I'm back.
what do you think about him saying that it's child abuse and he's being abused by Meghan?
Oh, he definitely is, because the narcissism doesn't stop. Like, just because she's a narcissist, like from wake up to dawn, she's going to be that narcissist. And she's going to try to use those kids, etc., against him. But
Yeah.
I just honestly don't believe that Archie is in the US. He's in the UK.
Wow. Sunflower, do you think Archie's in the UK?
I don't know. It's whatever child we see the back of the head of that they're saying is Archie. There's some child that we see the back of. I call him male child, female child. There's some male child that we constantly see the back of his head. So, there is a child in Montecito. If that's Archie, I don't know. I don't really get
There's
into
photos, but there's photos, but I don't think there's actually a child.
So you don't want to get into what part, Sunflower?
Well, it's with the children. These children are going through so much. I just hate to bring any more.
They are.
They're just innocent children.
Karen, they are innocent.
They're going to be reading so much crap about themselves when they get older. I feel so sorry.
What's going to piss them off the most is their mama.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Even taking, if Archie is in school now, he'd be at least first grade. Kids are going to be making fun of him because his mom only puts out pictures of the back of his head. Kids are going to hear their parents talking about this. And I mean, there's many other things. Can you imagine Lily when she reads Spare and she reads about the way her dad discusses his first sexual experience in a field with a girl that whipped him like a horse? Can you
Wow.
imagine being a teenage girl and reading something like that about your dad? Because he said that in Spare. This is not allegedly.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
are things that he said in Spare.
Yeah, he didn't think about his kids when he wrote that book.
No, but his daughter's friends as a teenager, when she's starting to think about boys, and,
Yeah.
you know, she's going to read that her dad said that.
Yeah.
What's going to make her feel like?
Yep.
That is true.
Yeah. So if Archie's
what about Meghan talking about, I didn't want, I want to unalive myself. How you think
when she was
Archie's gonna feel
pregnant with
about that?
Archie.
He
Yeah,
is just trying to imitate Diana to the no end.
Oh yeah.
She is. I've gone back to read some of the Diana books.
Mm-hmm.
Diana put those boys through a lot of hell. She really
did. She
And unfortunately,
yes,
she
she
actually
did.
put William through a lot, because it was like she treated him as a friend and told him way too much stuff. It had to have
in the
been
beginning,
overbearing.
overwhelming.
Yes, as a child, you're like, this is my mom, but I gotta take care of her, but I don't know how, because she's laying all this crap on me. And it's just honestly sad.
Yeah, almost like he had to grow up.
He had to grow up way, way too young. Like Diana, when she wrote her book, which she admitted that she contributed to, it mentioned her and who was the redheaded guy she had her affair with?
Howard something.
No, the other.
The one that's supposed to be Harry's dad.
Yeah, the other one. Oh gosh, I can't think of.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right
Okay,
a second.
but she used to take the boys. He used to go horseback riding with the boys. She had him at the house with the boys, and he was an uncle somebody.
Mm-hmm.
She would go visit his mom with the boys and him there. She's been. I mean, Charles, yes, he had an affair with Camilla. He didn't involve the boys in it. I mean, neither one of them were right in that. But
do you hold on? Do you remember when Harry was born? She sat there and said that Charles didn't even want to recognize him, didn't want nothing to do with him. He separated himself from him. That had to have been hurtful.
It was. I mean, Diana did her best. Diana's, from what I've read, in my opinion, Diana's goal was for Charles not to be king, for it to immediately be William, and for him and Harry to kind of do the job together. That was what Diana wanted. She would have been the queen mother, mind you.
Yes.
So it would have given her control over it. Diana did not want Charles to be king. She wanted William to be king.
Yeah, because she didn't think he was adequate.
Correct.
She literally wrote that.
And the wars that the two of them, I don't know. It's like I said, I've gone back. I'm reading the books, and I remember the Panorama video she did with BBC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was young enough, then that those things, I watched those things. I mean, I'm of the age where I watched the wedding, I watched the boys grow up, I watched all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Diana, I don't believe Diana. She may have loved them. She may have given them the hugs that they wanted, but she didn't give them a lot of other things that she should have. And she tried to keep the boys from loving their dad. She did whatever she could to make that happen. And then
what don't you think that she didn't give that would have never wanted them to love their dad? Because I never got that impression.
Oh, for reading she messed up with Charles seeing the boys. And like you mentioned, William, pushing the little tissues under the door in the bathroom when she
Yeah.
was crying when her and Charles were together and fighting. The boys saw all that. You know, she did not keep any of their fights, any of those issues. The boys knew about Camilla from a very young age. She told them about it. If you go back and reread the books,
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
but there's just so many things we have forgotten, and we just all loved her so much. There's so many things we just kind of ignored that she did.
Do you
Charles
think
knew it.
that William really accepts Camilla? I mean, true-heartedly. Do you really
Well,
think
it's
he
not
does?
his mom. It's just his dad's wife. I don't think William hates Camilla. I don't think he blames her anymore for the breakup of the marriage.
But he was the main one that knew how hurt his mom was over her. He was the main one that was there for his mom, knowing, oh, this is the third person, etc. Do you really think he truly accepts her?
As a grown adult, yes.
Mhm.
They've been together 20 years now. She's been very good to his dad. His dad is very happy. You know, what child would not want to see that this many, Diana's been gone almost 30 years now?
Yeah, I like Camilla.
I think she's been a good queen. I think
I do
it's
too.
a shame he wasn't allowed to marry her.
A good partner for him.
Yeah. Diana, they were only dating and seeing each other for like 8 months before they got married. 8 months is a very short time to prove to someone you're someone else.
James Hewitt, that was his name.
James, yes.
Yes.
Thanks, Karen.
Yeah, but
Perfect.
Diana was not the person she pretended to be when they were dating. Diana never liked horses. She never liked the country life. She never liked his friends. They were all too much older. She was 19. She wanted to go out. She wanted to do the concert. She wanted to live in town and be a regular girl like anybody else would. So Diana fooled him. In my opinion, she just fooled him. She could do it long.
Oh, I see.
The book. Just reread.
Like, I think I know what you're talking about.
Nathan did. I'll go to, oh gosh, I love going to Africa. It's so much fun to go to Africa and look at the animals and sleep in a tent. Has Meghan gone back to Africa since the ring was put on her finger?
No.
Okay. Meghan was going to be by his side and these royal duties. Oh my, this is the life I want. I want to be a philanthropist.
Yeah.
Meghan a philanthropist?
Yeah.
No, I mean, she's not a philanthropist.
No,
anymore.
she's not.
Yeah, but she pretended to be all those things.
Yes, she did.
Until they got married.
Yep.
She literally Googled him and kind of upsized, like kind of got on his resume, so to speak. And I think she used the heck out of it.
Yeah.
For her advantage. And I then wanted to be like, oh, I never knew who he was. Yes, you did.
She knew. There's nobody in the world that didn't know who he was. I mean, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I didn't know about Diddy. I live under a rock, but I'm sorry. I knew about Harry. A rock is only so big to hide under.
Yeah, I knew about Harry. I didn't know about her.
No,
the show was closing and she was in Vancouver and all of a sudden, oh, I gotta meet Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, set me up with him. And then she tried to play like, oh, one of her friends set her up. No, they didn't. You asked them.
Well, yeah, she knew one of the York girls.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
From New York. So how does she not know about Harry? I mean, that's just,
Okay.
it's not possible in my opinion. We'll have to say, I guess.
Hey guys, please hit the like button.
Mhm.
Hit the like button, and if you're feeling generous, please don't bless me with super stickers or super chats. I really do appreciate your support in advance. Thank you guys. You have been on fire with those super chats. So I really do appreciate your support. And all the proceeds go to my baby's birthday party in July 5th. That's the date.
Oh, happy birthday to her.
Yes, I got the invitations. I should
Yes.
ask you guys the invitations. Yeah, I'll show you guys next time the little invitations. Yeah. They're cute.
Oh, and Sunflower, guess what?
What?
So, do you remember when Meghan made this kind of facade, whatever you want to call it, with Harry about her birth or whatever? So then, right after that, it was like, oh, well, they have another daughter, or they have a daughter, should I say? And then right after that, it was like, oh, let's take pictures. Like these pictures are so fake. They couldn't even show the face of the baby when they were in the room. It was kind of weirdly ironic, but it was weird.
Everything Meghan does is weird. You're talking about the board she made, or
no, the second child, Elizabeth. When she was born, like they never showed the baby's face, like never.
There is one, and she had a little outfit on that said Lily Petite. But I mean, she was just days old when they showed that, and they never showed. I never saw anything else until her 1-year birthday, and it's okay. The Queen has been on the throne for 70 years. Did Meghan really think everything was going to stop to celebrate her daughter's 1-year birthday?
No.
I mean, I don't know. She's just so goofy. But that's the only reason she went over there.
That, what do you call it? Courtesy, the bow, whatever. That was a lie. Like she knew. She had. Like, why do you keep on saying, "Oh, that's Harry's grandma"? No, that's the Queen.
Correct.
Right.
Well, all of the family, his dad, all of those people, they deserve a higher level of respect because of who they are. I don't know. Sometimes she makes me embarrassed to be an American. I mean, I would know to treat them differently than if you were going to go meet a president, be it Biden, Trump, whoever, whatever president you like. Wouldn't you put on like your best manners and
you sure
show
would.
them all kinds of respect?
Yeah.
You sure would.
So I mean, should have been the same way with the Queen and Harry's family.
Yeah.
So do you remember when she asked, "Oh, who was that?" And he said, "That's my Uncle Edward."
I thought it was Andrew, but it was one of the
Andrew. I'm sorry. No, it's Andrew.
I don't know. And then there's stories. I don't know if the stories are true, but
yes, that's what I was
on a yacht with Andrew. So
that's what I was just about to say.
Like,
ain't that crazy? How she knew Andrew before she ever met Harry.
Oh, I think I do believe she ran into when she was doing the Soho house for whatever reason she was there. I think she ran into Andrew. That's my, like I said, I just think she did. I know she was at least aware of him. I mean, that's just
Yes, and on Epstein Island, they have pictures of her
probably.
there.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that just kind of goes
Oh,
with.
there ain't probably. There's actually pictures of her there,
Okay, I
but
haven't
it
seen
doesn't
those.
show her doing anything. But it does show her on Epstein Island.
It's
But
like a place she would want to be.
yeah, because before she ever met Harry,
Yeah,
wow, that's all I
that's
gotta
the
say.
circle she wanted to travel in. Those were the people she wanted to hang around with.
Yes, because she was just trying to amplify herself.
Yeah, and I mean, Harry was just unlucky, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't think he knows he's unlucky yet.
Really?
I think.
Wow.
I think
Well,
he's starting
Maria.
to realize.
Oh,
I think he's starting to realize.
Hello, Heather.
Right.
Wow, I don't know. That BBC interview threw me. I was confused. That told me that he hasn't woken up.
Lady L, let me tell you, there's more than one, more than one report of her being on Epstein Island before this all went down. Like, more than one.
Wow.
Just saying. So it's not going to be allegedly. We can say allegedly, but there's so many. And they got different pictures, different whatever, with Andrew's friend. I don't know how to pronounce that name because it's like really off. But yeah, she was there with him, and yeah, it shows her on Epstein Island more than enough times. More than enough. I'm just saying.
Okay, let me play the video, guys.
Who is this?
All the travails which he's.
Oh, this is a gentleman. I'm not sure who he is, but he is the one that said that he feels like the kids are being abused because she's not allowing them to see the grandparents. And I agree.
Oh, yes.
Because I think that would be the death knell for the royal family, quite frankly. But I'm afraid we have to take pity on Prince Harry more than anything else, because he's clearly so unself-aware and so dim that he can't understand why he's in the state that he is in today. And it's kind of diminished responsibility, really. And I think what he's doing to his own children is a form of child abuse, just in the same way as I think his wife is actually abusing him, because I think she's behind all the travails which he's now enduring. And so I think in many ways we have to feel sorry for him. I mean, I think he's been extraordinarily damaging to the royal family as an institution in Britain, and mind you, he's not the only one.
I'm sorry, I just can't feel sorry for someone who threw his own family under the bus like that, Christy, and also let alone the stress he put the late Queen Elizabeth II through. But it's interesting, isn't it, because those children, Christy, I think Neil's right, they may well, in say 10 years time, even 20 years time, look back and think, oh my God, we had this opportunity to be part of history and to embrace our heritage. Like, I was born in New Zealand, I'm a dual citizen, but my parents are English, my grandparents are English, and I always felt English. I had such a strong connection to this country, and it's something we've discussed a lot, isn't it, over the past few months. It's not about where you're born. That isn't what makes you English. So these two children are English. That's assuming if they are actually born to Meghan and Harry, and that's a whole other conversation. But these two children are English, and they are being denied the right to their heritage, which I think Neil is right to say is a form of abuse of them, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm afraid I don't feel sorry for Harry. I mean, he's a complete, frankly, and he's allowed himself to be put in this situation. I wonder how much those kids, and by the way, calling the girl Lilibet, I think was just but anyway, let's.
Which the Queen never wanted. Never wanted.
Of course she didn't. She was never asked, and she would never have said yes. But we'll explode if we go into that one.
Yeah,
they've never seen their grandfather on the other side either. Thomas, is it Thomas Markle? I wonder how much they know about their ancestry. I wonder if they even know that their grandfather is the King of England. I mean, they may not. And not only are they missing out on the older
probably know,
they're missing out on all the cousins and the siblings. And you showed a photograph just now of Princess Anne. Now, good heavens, if you could have Princess Anne, as I think she'd be a great aunt, wow, you'd be one of the luckiest kids on this earth. And they are denied that.
Totally. And the problem is it's going to be too late. once they have
too
the
late.
wherewithal to make their own decisions. Absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken.
That's why
Please
when
click on
they
my
get
face
older,
just to the bottom left to subscribe to
Archie
this brand.
is going to leave at 18 and tell his sister, I'll be back when you turn 18. Have your bag and be at the corner because I ain't even slowing down. So do like a run and jump in the car just in case mom and daddy come outside. I mean, I would be out of there at 18. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Facts.
Okay.
I would be so upset with them. So upset.
Lady L, your daughter's like 4 or 5?
She's 4.
4. Does she walk?
Yes.
Okay. How many times have you seen Lily walk? She's always being held by someone. I mean, that's stopping someone's independence right there. She has no freedom to even walk across the lawn. That's not healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just,
I
don't know what's wrong with Meghan. There's these children, the poor little boy, if you say so, if you want me to, mommy, I mean, he's afraid to say boo.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe they are locked in a tower. Who knows? I mean,
No.
It feels like it.
But I agree with you.
They don't get to see their grandparents. They don't get to see their cousins, their aunties, their uncles. They don't get to see any of their relatives, not zero. The only person they see is Meghan's mom, and that's it.
I haven't heard anything about Doria in quite a while either, except for that one Netflix spot that she was on, but that was taped in September.
She's done some. She's. You mean when she was with Meghan in the cooking show?
Yeah, the very last episode she was there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
September of last year. I haven't seen or heard anything about her since then.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the mommies.
No, me either. I'm just saying, do these kids see anybody?
No.
Other than Aunt Serena.
And then when Serena them come over, they don't bring their kids.
And can we mention, we have never really seen Meghan's friends since the marriage.
No.
That's right.
Harry has no friends. Meghan has no friends.
They have no friends.
Unless she's doing a Netflix
Serena,
show.
What do you call them? The Spice Girls. What's their names?
Posh.
The soccer player. What's his name?
Beckhams. David and Victoria.
Yes, the Beckhams.
Yeah.
Like, none of them. No one has come to bat for her for nothing. Nothing. We're like on silent mode. Like, she's literally on silent mode like on most videos. But for real. There is no friend coming to support her except that crazy, oh my God, that interview. I'm not even going to go there.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yes. Oh, my baby voice. H knew. No.
Yeah, he knew.
See, no. I've been wondering, next week, the king and queen are going to be in Canada.
Oh.
I don't know if you can have if Harry could bring his armed security to Canada or if Canada's too dangerous for him. Also, I'm just kind of wondering if Harry might show up and try to talk to his dad there. He can't go to the UK because it's too dangerous, but maybe Canada isn't. I don't know if his dad would see him. I'm just wondering if he's going to at least try. He said he would reconcile.
Well, hold on. Remember when he first found out that his dad had cancer? He literally flew to the UK. And weirdly enough, he had to return right back.
Correct.
Right.
So I think he is trying his best to get to his dad. But it's going to be hard to get to the king because he has a history of exposing every conversation, every whatever you want to call it, like conversation, whether it be good or bad.
Or he'd take pictures and say, my dad looks so much
Mhm.
worse. I don't think he has but 8 days left.
Exactly.
Something stupid like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're afraid. They don't trust him. Like they
Oh,
literally
No.
don't trust him.
There's no trust.
I was just
Mhm.
wondering if Harry would try to go to Canada.
I think Harry's
I
gonna
don't think
try.
so.
No, I think he will.
Oh.
But
Next-
I don't think he's gonna get it.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to get it, but I was just wondering if he will try. But I'm
I think William literally has cut Harry off in a
Yeah.
weird way.
I
Like
Yeah.
I think Harry is just like, I'm sorry, William is like, I love you, bruh, but no can do. I got a
Exactly.
country to protect, and you're not going to be part of it because you don't know how to act.
Exactly.
Well, and that's exactly what happened to the Duke of Windsor. He couldn't be trusted either. So he sort of had to be invited back to see his brother or Queen Elizabeth when she became queen, but he didn't have the free reign to go back and forth whenever he could go back and forth to England. He couldn't see the family.
Oh.
True.
Because they didn't trust him either. He wanted more, like Harry, he didn't have an issue with the security. He wanted more money. And he wanted Wallace Simpson to get the HRH. Every time
Yeah, he
anybody
wanted the
he wanted
freedom.
them to do things.
Oh, she
Right.
wanted the HRH.
Yeah, Wallace Simpson
Yes.
got the HRH.
She never got it.
That's kind of iffy. She probably should have, but they didn't push,
She just
They
got
didn't go to
the
court over it
Duchess
or
or
anything.
what? Duchess. Was she a Duchess?
Yeah, when she married the Duke of Windsor, she became the Duchess of Windsor. She sort of technically should have received his HRH also, but the king refused to allow her to have it.
The king.
Right.
King George the Sixth.
The third.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
He was
interesting.
like, no can do.
Right. But every time the Duke of Windsor was around the Queen or his brother, the King, that's all he wanted to talk about is, I need more money. I need more money. And I want my wife to have the HRH. So they didn't want to
that's
see him.
Megan.
Yeah, so they didn't want to see him.
Yeah, I think Harry's at the point where he's going to end Meghan's, well, any kind of Meghan's authority, like any kind.
Like break away.
Yep. I think he's going to break away because he knows where his home is. I mean, his home's not the U.S. I mean, his home is not Meghan.
Exactly.
So I think he's going to break away and he's going to end up trying to get full custody of those kids.
Wow.
That's just my opinion. But that's what I think is going to happen.
Well, I think, Lady Letitia, you said earlier that Harry doesn't understand. I think that court hearing where he did not get the security, I think it's finally dawned on him. This is over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my dad's not coming to my rescue. My dad's not nobody's trying to help me. Everybody used to love me here, but nobody will help me anymore. They want me
so.
Well, can I use that word? Unalived. Right. They don't care if I'm alive or not.
Right.
So I think it's finally on him what he lost.
Like what we were talking about yesterday. They have mourned him. They have mourned him and said, okay, we've lost someone. and
Mhm.
we gotta move on with our life. Otherwise, we're gonna be consumed with his.
And if
Yeah, and I think that's where Harry gets scared because he's like, "Oh my God, my family's willing to move on without me,
Mhm.
but I want to be part of my family's life."
Right.
And that's why I think that's going to scare him enough to be like, "F you, Meghan. I'm going back to my roots."
Because
Like,
everybody can't be saying your wife is.
mm-mm,
Everybody's not lying on your wife, Harry.
no,
mm-mm.
she can join him or not. He
But
doesn't.
she
I don't
won't.
think he really cares
She
anymore.
will never. Because
No,
she
I don't.
got to be in control.
Yeah.
No.
And she's never coming back to the UK. It's not
Mm-mm.
happening.
No, and I think the titles. This is just me. I think they didn't do anything about the titles because of this pending security case, because it would have looked really bad if they removed the titles in the middle of this lawsuit.
They
An
shouldn't
appeal.
care about that.
Hold on. Princess, what's her name? Not Jackie.
Catherine?
No, the daughter.
Beatrice?
Janice? What was her name? Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank? Queen Elizabeth's daughter.
Anne, Princess
Yeah,
Anne.
Princess Anne. She is a no nonsense type of person.
Mm-hmm.
She no, she's not gonna have it. So
Right.
if Harry ain't gonna come correct, she ain't gonna have it. And well, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's how she comes
And
across.
yes, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna be in all support of William because William's done the job. He's put in the effort,
Work.
whatever. Yes. And no, my brother, he's ill. He got cancer. He can't commit to certain things.
Uh-huh.
But I know William's going to be able to come and follow through. And if Harry wants to be part of this, oh, he's going to have to step up. He's going to have
Oh, he's
to.
got a long way to go.
But I think that during the middle of this lawsuit that's all about Harry's security, okay, if you take away Duke of Sussex,
But
Prince, all that kind of stuff, there's no
he'll
way
get
he
the
can have security.
He'll get the security back
Oh,
if he
if they
just.
Yeah, no, I mean, while the lawsuit was going, Parliament couldn't get involved because they're part of the lawsuit. So how do you take
Right.
away all the titles, which would be the only reason he would get security?
Right.
So I think people might start thinking a little bit differently now that the lawsuit's gone. They really couldn't take it away without jeopardizing the entire lawsuit.
Right. I see what you're
Mhm.
saying. Like they would have thought, interfering. You're interfering.
Correct.
Okay, that would look bad.
Well,
Right. I agree.
Yeah, the lawsuit would have had to have been dismissed because who was he then? He's just Harry then.
Right.
Mhm.
But I think now that all of that is over, hopefully, I do believe I heard that they are talking about submitting another bill to remove the titles.
Oh, really?
And that
It's
yes,
a process.
they did.
Yeah, it's the same as when laws are made here in this country. You have to go through the two houses that they have. They have to have
Okay.
votes and readings, and it's not a simple, just a piece of paper. Okay, Harry, we took away your name.
Right.
If you had a son and you wanted to disown your son, you can't take away his last name from him.
Wow.
No.
That's
And
the
this
same
is why
thing.
I think Harry is going to step up and he's going to be like, "Oh, no. I'm not getting my title removed. I'm not going to get my kid's name removed or
I'm losing
title."
everything. Yeah, he's
Yes.
going to risk losing everything for himself and those children. I
And
don't.
that's why
Their
he's going to
inheritance.
leave her.
I see it coming.
Me
Yeah, it's
too.
just a matter of when.
Oh man, is he going to have a hard life when he does that.
It's gonna be breaking news. Breaking news. They're separating.
There's actually been news of them breaking up, but I think when they really do, all H is going to be let loose.
Oh yeah.
Because Harry, at his core, he's a royal and he knows that. And he's not going to lose it. Like, he's
Yeah.
not going to lose it,
Right.
in my opinion.
But Harry needs to get himself in a safe mental place. He tries counseling and he stops and he tries all of this bizarre stuff.
Right.
Harry has serious
He
issues.
got to stop the
Deny it.
smoking and
Yeah.
the medication.
Denial.
He needs to get his stuff together. And then the royal family, going back to, well, George III, the Mad King George III, there is a history. Even the Duke of Gloucester, is that how you say it? Has it? It's this condition called porphyria, and it can cause mental issues. I know it because my dad had it. And I can't really explain it because I don't know.
Harry has literally had a lot of issues because we all got to remember he was much younger than William. It wasn't about him being the next king or whatever. Harry didn't have the restrictions that William had.
Correct. Or the discipline, really.
Right.
Harry was pretty much allowed to do
anything.
What Harry wanted to do, yeah. And Diana.
That's why we got the crazy pictures of his tongue sticking out and whatever. I mean,
which
Harry
Diana
could do
encouraged
whatever.
sometimes. Yeah. No, Harry needs to seek treatment and not through this better up thing that he's part of, and how he thinks he's an ambassador for mental health. I have no idea. I wouldn't follow any of his advice.
Ambassador.
Well, hold on. He did overcome a lot of mental obstacles, but the main one, no, he didn't. But because he stayed on their prescription drugs, but the weed and at the time, because his stuff wasn't legal. I mean, but he did some stuff.
Well, but he was drinking and smoking cigarettes at 7. His mom was still alive.
Yeah.
So all of it cannot be Diana's death. All of his problems cannot be blamed on that one incident. I mean, I can't imagine what he went through
true.
As a 13-year-old, but he was already heading down that road.
True enough.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm going back to all the old books, and I'm starting from way back.
Yeah.
In the 80s, and I'm reading back forward. I'm going to do the Freedom Flight thing again, and Air again, and all that stuff. There's so much we have forgotten.
Are you going to do the Netflix? Are you going to watch the Netflix documentary?
No. Why?
I've watched it. No, because that's their bull. I don't need to hear what they think about it, because all of their stuff to me is bull.
Right.
I don't think any of
it is true. Interview with Oprah, that video is missing.
That's also fake.
I have a copy of the transcript.
I'm sorry?
I have a copy of the transcript from it.
You got the transcript. And what do you have, Tanya? Linda.
Yeah.
Oh.
What
years and years ago, like with all of your shows, you can get a copy of the transcript of all these shows.
Right.
Most of them. Well, after the Oprah interview, they had a copy of you could read it as a transcript, hearing impaired or whatever.
Do you have? Can I get a copy?
You most certainly may, my dear.
Thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much.
Actually,
Feel
Yeah,
like
you
Maggie,
she's
can
all
get a
right.
transcript of anything. I'm not trying to be funny. You can get a transcript of anything.
well, I've started. I don't download videos anymore but I am downloading and saving as a just a regular PDF file transcripts because
Okay.
I'll read I read one or two at least articles every day. I pick one I like, one I don't like, and I go through them. And this is why I like it. This is why I don't like it. This is just
Right.
my routine. And then I do a copy and paste into a Word document, and then save it as a PDF. Because these newspaper articles, they'll change during the day. They change
Oh, wow.
Facts. And they become erased out of nowhere.
and they disappear. So I've started,
Right.
like even with the royal website, when they
Wow.
had started removing all of the things about Harry and Meghan that they removed, I
Mhm.
had saved a lot of that as PDF documents. So I still have access to that. They can't take away a PDF file. But if I just save it in whatever, like if I just hit, control print and save it, I think that you can lose some of the documents from the newspapers and stuff.
Oh,
That's
wow.
True.
I'm not paranoid and stuff, but I
No,
also
that's
do it
true.
to the Word document so that I can do in red ink, my questions and highlight what I want to highlight.
Oh.
And then I can just go back. I'm not kidding, sweetie. I have 6,000 different documents that I
Really?
saved over the last few years. All of my
Wow.
books have paper clips in them all over and little pieces of paper tagging everything. I've gone over my
Yeah,
books
because
lots of times.
they will scrap everything off the internet.
Mhm. So, but yes,
Wow.
I did get the Oprah interview, a transcript of it. And Maggie and a friend of hers, once they did a little skiff on it and they read through the transcript. Maggie has it too.
Oh.
Friend Maggie the Owl, and her friend. I mean, one pretended to be Oprah and one pretended to be Meghan, and
Oh, really?
yeah, it was hilarious. That's back when I really watched her, like in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Together.
She read the transcript.
Yeah, but
She has
that kind of stuff's
they
not
acted it
real.
out. I'm sorry.
Right. They acted it out.
It was hilarious. Absolutely. You should look for a copy of her video or see if she can send it to you because it is hilarious.
No, we're going to do a video together very soon on Tisa Tells. She doesn't like Harry and Meghan, and so we want to figure out why and go in and discuss it. So
Oh, I can
I'm
tell you
really
why
looking
Tisa
forward to
Tells, because I watch Tisa Tells like a religion.
it. Yeah.
But,
She seems to like Meghan and Harry, but
okay, yeah, I
yes.
like her. She was
Yeah.
on Monday this week. I don't like her. I actually left the show. I just don't like her.
Yeah.
Lucy, I don't know what you're saying. It says, Linda, listen, H&M have no children. What are you talking about?
Duke of Windsor.
Oh, she's saying that
it's the Duke
Harry
of Windsor.
and
No,
that's children. Ziggy Lee.
She's talking about the Duke of Windsor because right before World War II, the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, they went over and met with Hitler.
Right.
Oh.
The Mrs. Simpson, Wallace Simpson, she was a blessing to England. That's the way they got the king to abdicate. They wanted him out of there because he was sympathetic to Germany and Hitler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Hitler?
Hitler in World War II. Yeah, the Duke of Windsor was sensitive. He did not want to go to war.
Oh.
He liked Hitler.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
He was king.
Hello, Ziggy Lee.
I'm sorry, but I'm Jewish, so I'm like, what the F? Because I knew my ancestors from Hungary got transported to Germany, and not all of them lived, but some of them did. But I'll say, I didn't know that.
No,
That's
he did not,
knowledge.
and he did not want England when Hitler invaded Poland, and then France, and then not maybe Norway, Sweden, somewhere up there. The Duke of Windsor, Edward VIII, he did not want to go to war with Germany. He wanted appeasement, I think they called it. He wanted just to work out a deal and pretty much let Hitler not try to control what Hitler was doing.
So are you saying like King George or whatever he was?
He was Edward VIII, yeah.
Okay, so Edward the Eighth. That was not like King Henry the Eighth's son.
No. Edward VIII was 19. I guess he abdicated 1936, 1937. He was only the king for about 1 year.
Oh,
And
okay.
Parliament really didn't have a way to get him out of there, kind of like with Harry, removing the title and stuff. However, he insisted on marrying a twice divorced woman, and the church wouldn't approve of that. Parliament didn't approve of it. So Wallace Simpson is pretty much the way Parliament got him to abdicate.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So are you saying, okay, so after Henry the Eighth, right?
Way after Henry VIII.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, guys, ladies, I gotta shut you down soon. It's been lovely. I want to thank my hosts, my guests, Linda and Sunflower, for joining me.
Always a pleasure.
The other guest that we had earlier. Hello, Ziggy Lee, Chick with the Crown. Hello, Athena. I want to read the comments that I put stars by, and then I'm going to let you lovely people go, okay? So don't run off yet. Toothpaste, bisexual, abusive, controlling, false promises of success kept Cassie around.
What? I'm not understanding that one.
Bisexual, abusive, controlling, false promises of success kept Cassie around. I don't think
Cassie was kept around because she was under contract.
Right. She was kept around. But yeah, let's move on. My brain is hurting.
Yeah.
Snowdrop, conversation took place with Catherine was pregnant. It was probably about Catherine's baby, and H insert himself.
Catherine who?
Huh?
Catherine who?
Princess Catherine, right?
Princess Catherine.
Oh, okay.
Catherine's baby, and H insert himself about his future children. He said it was about hair.
I don't get because
Yeah.
they had red hair. I don't believe that little boy's hair color is natural. I will say that.
The conversation about what color of the skin color the baby was going to be.
Aha! Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
William knew the color of his children, and he knew his children were his. So
Right.
I'm not understanding.
No, she's saying that about Meghan and Harry. Because when she said that they were
questioning the color.
Yes.
It wasn't color of skin, it was color of hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's saying that
and oddly enough, both of the kids got red hair.
Yeah, what a quinky dink. That ain't even that's what leaves me suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Luna, Slade. Harry needs to admit Meghan is the problem, or no coming back for him anywhere. Lizzie, again,
Don't believe in
always
that.
the fault of someone else and never his fault.
It's
They're
never
always
Harry's fault.
always blaming others for their stuff. Lizzie,
Stupid stuff.
the stupid
Harry's
stuff.
had a rough life, and Harry, well, in my opinion, Harry's done the best that he knew how.
He needs to get a job and stop using the court for everything.
Oh, Lord.
That's going to be interesting how he's going to be, what he's going to be doing to work. That's why they should have been working together.
Right. And that's why it's sad that his charity programs are starting to just disappear.
I wouldn't be surprised if Invictus started looking around.
Oh, and Vicky's is
I wouldn't
his
either.
main one.
Yeah, I think that it's like 2 years until the
Oh,
next
and
one.
Vicky's is more than 2 years, but
No,
that-
it's 2 years till the Birmingham.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a long time. He's going to be idle.
Well, a
for
year and a half. Yeah.
For a long time. What is he going to do until that happens?
And
I
well,
think
he usually does a year
I
out.
think he's going to keep trying.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Yes.
But until he gets rid of Meghan, his charities are going to go to crap.
Yeah,
Well,
they
in my
are going to
opinion.
crap. Even Archwell.
Well, if I remember correctly, when he went over to the Ukraine after the hearing, he started talking to them about the landmines. So maybe he's trying to get back involved in Diana's landmine. That's what I remember hearing. Yeah. So maybe he's going to try to get that one going again.
He did do that.
Strangely enough, Harry is like Cassie in that regard, not innocent, but also a victim.
What?
I kind of saw that because Harry is in a victim-like situation, but I believe he's being abused too. So I think Harry.
Yeah, Harry don't know what he's going through.
Well, I get it. Strangely enough, Harry is like Cassie in a way that he's trapped in this situation. He can't just walk away.
Nope.
And he left the royal family because his brother and father were trapped in that system. And look who ended up trapped.
Yeah,
Right.
but I think he's going to go back to it. Well, in my opinion.
Lizzie, Meg is the biggest con. Luna, involving her children in her own adult emotional feelings regarding her adult relationships with men. Who are we talking about there?
I think she thinks Meghan.
Yeah.
Or Diana.
Yeah, one of the two. Mm-hmm.
And just to make a point, men can be abused by women just the same as women are abused by men. So, you know, it's
100%. 100%. Men can be abused. Mentally, physically abused. Women can physically abuse men. I've seen it. Harry and Meghan have nothing in common. Meghan said and did what she needed to until she closed the deal.
We talked about that earlier. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Lizzie, they simply allowed Harry to spread lies. That was the BBC interview.
Harry didn't spread lies. He spread what he believed.
But he believes people in Parliament don't
He
care.
lied a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, he's blaming government officials of hoping history's going to repeat itself. Those were his words. And
Right.
he knows people. He's just not going to name them yet. He knows.
And then he's acting like he doesn't remember that he left the family, and he doesn't get the IPP service because he's no longer a working royal. And he knew that before he left. But he's acting like I didn't know what happened. I don't know why they took it away.
I wish somebody would have told me.
Yeah, like that.
I honestly think he probably didn't know. Well, he didn't imagine because he's always been protected. So I don't think he really believed.
No, not him. They would never do this to me. Anybody else, yes, but they'd never do it to me.
Right.
True enough.
Last one, Diane. I don't believe Harry cares what Meghan does. He might not like it, but he'll never stand up to her. Harry went from the palace and to care of him to her. So the palace was taking care of him, and then she went to her. Yeah.
That's really a sad thing to say.
Now he's got to pay bills. Now he's got to figure out how to who's going to cut his grass, and who's going to tend to the pool, and who's going to do this, and who's going to do that. A whole staff, a team of people he needs to help take care of that house.
He never had to think of anything like that before. I mean,
no.
All he had to do was get up in the morning. He probably had someone to help him dress.
Right, exactly.
Fair enough. And I think he really is scared because I think he doesn't understand who is going to protect me. Like, what is going to protect me now? And he don't even understand there's no one going to protect you now.
No, it's over.
Well, and I think protection means a little bit more than people with guns shooting at bad people. I mean, I think he wants to be protected from paying bills, my late bill. You know, I think he needs someone to take care of everything in his life.
I don't think it has to do with bills. I think he really is truly concerned, about his security. I mean, that's my opinion.
Well, I'm saying more like who's going to make my day-to-day life go smooth and easy for me so that I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, yes, both the guns, but I mean, he doesn't have a clue after he gets out of bed what to do without someone telling him.
True. Is recommending a great P-Dyna video. Athena, will you remind me next time when you're on and we'll take a look at it? I would love to see it. Well, guys, it's time for me to say goodbye.
Okay, good night. Have a good weekend.
You too, ladies. Thank you for joining me on my panel, answering questions, and being so great to the chat and entertaining them. Thank you so much. Thank you, chat, for all you do in this chat. I love the chat. I stay in the chat. Hello, thank you to my members, and thank you to my wonderful mods. Thank you guys so much for being awesome. Kisses to you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Nice to meet you, Linda. Thank you, Lady L.